actually pretty invested in the idea of Natasha with actually either or both of you guys, and now obviously she's with Bruce. What do you guys make of that?
She's a slut. I was gonna say something along that line. Complete whore. Trick, man.
I guess I'm here to send out the bat signal.
A bat signal, for listeners who might not know, refers to the children's character, the Bat Man, a strong gentleman who fights crime nocturnally.
That's correct. Well put.
Flick too hard, damn it!
For standing up for an LGBTQ2 plus kid.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women, sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
I tell you, that is not a female.
Well, she's close enough for me.
I'm gonna have to saw your arms off.
They'll grow back, right?
Oh, yeah.
Whew.
What's going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel on this Sunday where I'm hating on IT because I hate IT. But I am okay. How is everybody? What's going on, Script Doctor?
Oh, just finishing up the holiday Canada Day celebration weekend up here.
Happy
156
Canada
years.
Day.
Yeah.
Hang on. I gotta get that. There we go. Yay!
Or is it? Yeah, 156. Yep.
Yay! I think. I mean, they
Barbecue.
almost took your rights and freedoms away.
They've still got some.
They were pretty close. They canceled Canada Day like in 2020.
Yeah,
that was bad.
There's tornado warnings up in Ottawa. So I think they canceled some of it. But where we were, there was barbecues, fireworks, weather was nice. Yeah. And 2 more days until the 4th of July for our American friends.
I know. I don't have an American flag. Oops. But all my American flag stuff is like on my outfits. So I'll probably be wearing red, white, and blue tomorrow.
Cool.
Wait.
Tuesday.
Well, tomorrow too. Why not? In prep. Because I'll be doing Toxic Femme tomorrow. So I'll wear like American stuff.
Cool.
Shout out. Yes,
That's right.
the 4th.
It's
The 4th. The Americans know how to celebrate those fireworks and all that stuff.
Fireworks that trigger more fireworks that blow up a car.
Oh my God. I actually saw one today. John reposted it. Shout out. Actually, hold on. I'm going to send Anna the link just in case she's free and wants to hop on. Hang on. She sent me something right now and I was like, ooh. I don't know if she wants this shared though, so I can't share it. But I was looking for what John posted, which I retweeted today because we were on topic. Let me go back to that because it was about fireworks. I'm getting it. Trust me, it's happening. Okay, here we go. Okay, I think this is the same thing you saw.
I've seen a number of various different ones. They've been going around for years.
Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah, this is an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be right there. You cannot stick it in the ground. It's not gonna work.
Like the kids are friggin' terrified. My ears.
So, sadly, I don't think you'll be able to get any write-offs from car insurance for that.
I don't think so either. There was that one guy, I forget his name. He's like a famous YouTuber now. He like set the fireworks off in his like office. Did you see that one?
No, that's
God, what's that kid's name? Guys, help me out. And the chat knows because the chat knows all. I forget that guy's name.
Is it Logan Paul? Because I've heard that he does a lot of stupid stuff.
I know it's not Logan Paul because for some reason I know his name, but also he's not white. The guy what I'm talking about. He's a black dude. He's like a really young he's like one of the biggest streamers now. I forget his name. Everybody would know except for me because I'm bad with names. I'm just waiting for the chat to tell me and then I'll pull it up. He like blew up his office. He was like, hang on, maybe if I Google it. YouTuber sets fireworks off in his room. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. His name is Speed or something. Okay, here it is. Let's see. No, it's not Mr. Beast. It's this dude. He didn't think it was gonna happen.
Why isn't he wearing a shirt?
I don't know. Maybe it's too hot.
Is that just like a Pikachu?
Yeah, it's a Pikachu firework.
Oh.
And he set it up like live in his room. What's up, Teresa?
Hey, Teresa.
Hey, not much. I just saw y'all were blowing things up, which is appropriate because my kitchen basically got blown up. Got flooded by it was my neighbor's fault, and then they just came in with a bunch of hacksaws and just chopped it all up. So, yeah. But besides that, I'm doing great. How are you?
What the hell? That sounds messed up.
So they're buying you a new kitchen?
They are buying me a new kitchen. So that's the exciting part. And I'm going to be putting stuff out on Twitter because it's like, what color, whatever. Because, yeah, it is their fault 1000%. And we all had pictures and everything. It was beautiful. I had all the people out. So that's when we get a kitchen.
Wow. That's pretty cool, man.
If it had to have happened this way, I guess it's
it's pretty cool that they're like, hooking you up because otherwise that would kind of suck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, they are definitely liable. And there's a whole big story behind that, which I probably should not go into, but they're guilty as F-U-C-K. So happy 4th of July, everybody, or woohoo.
So red, white, and blue theme for the new kitchen to celebrate Independence Day.
You're not the first person to suggest that. By God, an American kitchen.
Oh my God. Hang on one second.
Oh my God.
I'm so distracted today. Oh my God. But that's crazy, Teresa, that somebody did that to your house.
Yeah. Well, they did it to their house too. Their house is flooded completely.
Oof.
So they're more clucked than I am.
That would suck. That would suck a lot. Yeah. Anna distracted me. She sent me more like wedding stuff. And I'm like, I'm chill streaming, girl. And you know how women get with wedding stuff. It's like, oh my God, let me see this wedding thing that I can't share.
I think the irony is that there's this tradition that that the groom is not supposed to see the bride but in her wedding dress before the wedding, and yet they post all the various wedding dresses they're trying out on social media and tag their groom.
I feel like that tradition should die now because it like doesn't make any sense.
You can't maintain it anymore.
No, you can't. You really can't. Wow. That sucks. Get some aloe vera, man. As organic as you can find it. It's the best thing ever for sunburns. Trust me, I know. I live in the land of sunburn. I've had 3rd-degree sunburns before.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've only gotten no, I don't think 3rd degree, but I got enough to where you could peel your skin off, and then you got like all the like this. It looks like sweat, but it's not.
Yeah, you have like second skin. It's like being a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I had 3rd-degree sunburns in Jamaica once. I had to get like a shot because like my body was like so dehydrated, like the entire, like basically every liquid had gone out of my body.
You were almost turned into jerky.
Yes. So they had to come and give me like a liquid shot of some sort to make me survive. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. Speaking of thank yous, Brian McCann, thank you for gifting 5 memberships to the chat. How so awesome of you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I just saw a whole bunch of people becoming members and I was like, wait, what's going on?
I think it's a renewal. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But also Brian gifted 5 memberships. So thank you.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a crazy nature. I turned into a jerky. I was like, oh my God. This is true. Anna's very good at keeping secrets.
Oh yeah.
Wait. I like how you said, oh yeah, like what? Does she have a secret of yours that she's kept or something? Like you're like, oh yeah.
Not of mine.
Like, is it something that you want to share with us? Like, you sound like you basically know from firsthand experience that Anna can keep secrets.
I do, but she hasn't told me those secrets. That's how I know.
Yeah, you're like, I tried to ask her and she was like, I'm not telling.
No, not even that. It's something that she almost brought up. She says, nope, I'm not telling. I swore to secrecy. I said, good. I don't want to know.
Yep, precisely.
Yeah, she's a good girl. She's a good girl.
Oh,
she
yeah.
knows how to keep a secret. I feel like I know how to keep secrets, but I'm also like one of those people who doesn't like secrets. Like I'm not a secret person. Like I'm like if somebody tries to tell me a secret, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to know because I hate keeping secrets.
It's too much responsibility.
Yes, exactly. Like you don't know if you're gonna get drunk and like say something you're not supposed to someone who doesn't know. It's like being invited to a party and you can't really tell people you're invited to the party just in case somebody is not invited to that party. And then you're like, should I tell this person just in case they're not invited? That's happened to me. And it's been very awkward.
Yep. Well, when it comes to secrets, I always say that if someone's going to tell a secret on someone else, that means they're going to tell the secrets you tell them too. You know, it's like, it's like, yeah, wait a second. If you're going to betray that confidence, are you going to betray mine?
I've had the reverse of that in a sense where me and my girlfriend at the time, we threw a party and we invited a lot of people, and then people we didn't invite showed up. And the first thing that came out of their mouth was, what are you doing here? Like they asked the host what we were doing here. And we're like, this is our party. Why are you here?
Oh my God, that's kind of funny. What are you doing here? That's funny. Speaking of what are you doing here? Look, it's Scott in the chat.
A Scott sighting.
He's awake?
I know. This is weird. When I played this,
he must be on holiday because he's usually asleep at this time because he has to wake up at like 4 a.m. to go to work.
Yeah, you know why? Because he has like 5 kids.
No, yeah, I think he has 3. If he has 2 more, that's weird because I do know he is sterile now.
Well, I was about ready to say, if there's 2 more, there's been some stepping out happening.
Yeah, right. As if like that worked. I bet you that didn't work. Remember the whole snip snap? I don't think that worked. I'm trying to find that thing right now. I can't find it. Damn it. But I did play this for you earlier, Scott.
I'm gonna have to saw your arms off.
They'll grow back, right?
Oh, yeah.
Whew.
Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. I did. Okay. You've no idea the physical toll The 3 vasectomies have a person.
There it is.
What? 3. Oh,
He's
dear.
like, it worked.
He's so happy.
Oh no. Well, it was just funny because of the timing. Because he was like, I went and had a vasectomy. And then, like, literally a week later, he was like, my wife's pregnant with our 3rd kid.
But they got the son they wanted.
They did.
And his 2 older sisters are going to torture the heck out of that poor boy.
Oh my God. That sucks. But it's also good to have like all sorts of siblings and get ready for the real world, you know, because I feel like siblings teach you about stuff that you'll never really kind of know unless you experience it. I know because I am a single child. I never had the sibling lessons.
Oh.
But I don't know. Do you guys have siblings?
Yeah, well, my sibling is adopted and came well beyond my adolescence. So we didn't have any of like the childish pranks that we pulled on each other, and we never actually really were interested in pulling pranks on each other. Pulling pranks on the parents did a lot of that, but no, not each other. Very, very different situation.
That's pretty cool. What about you, Teresa?
Yeah, I've got a sister and a brother, and my mom was insane. They had them 3 in a row, one every year. So we were very
around the same time of year.
Not me. I was the only Taurus. The other 2 were Scorpio. So, but then she was done after me. So she got it all over with. But it actually was kind of nice because we all grew up together. We were playmates, and so yes, it was. I would definitely recommend it. It you know, my older sister was able to talk me through stuff. You know, that so I was able to get that advice. You know, so.
Yeah, Script is like my big brother, I feel like, even though I'm pretty sure I'm older than he is.
No, I'm older than you. We went over this.
Oh. Well, there you go. Women don't listen.
Yeah.
No King of the Hill memes? Hell yeah, I got a King of the Hill memes.
Pinch me, Mr. Ho.
I did teach my younger sister how to play poker so that when she went to a game and they tried to do strip poker, she would win and not lose. Yeah.
That's pretty good. I wish I had a brother that taught me how to play poker, but I learned poker from a little game called Red Dead Redemption. So at least I learned, but
yeah,
it was online. I still haven't really played.
You gotta learn how to bluff and never show your hands, cards or anything of that nature. Because I mean, that was one of the funny things. She had just started like getting into the dating world. She was like, because she refused to do dating earlier than like 16. So I'm like, you're going to be going to parties and stuff? Like, yeah, they want to play poker and stuff. Okay, I'm like, how many guys are going to be at this party? Oh, a bunch. Any girls? Yeah, a bunch. Okay, they're going to try and play strip poker.
Oh my
What's
God.
that? I said,
Yeah.
okay. I'm going to teach you poker, and you better keep your damn clothes on. And that's how
Did she win? Did she win, or did she? Were
Oh
you
yeah,
a bad
she
teacher?
cleaned them out.
Oh, okay, good. All right, perfect. So you're a good. So
It was
you're a
really
good
funny
teacher.
because she came home with a really nice leather jacket, and she's like, "Do you want this?" I said, "No."
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah, I could never play because of I'm terrible at bluffing. I do not have a poker face, but my game is Blackjack. I am a beast at Blackjack. I have a system, and I always come back like 1,000 up. It's
Wow.
fun. Yeah, it's a system, and no
You
mercy.
count cards.
No, actually,
That's what it's called, the system.
I'm not that mathematical to be able to count cards. It's a system of betting that I use in probability, and it's fun.
Isn't probability math?
Well, from a certain point of view, yes, but counting cards is like a much higher level of math that goes on. I'm still at the 101 level of math the way I do my system of Blackjack.
That's
It's good
interesting.
times.
Well, here's a prize for you for winning at Blackjack.
I'm so sorry.
I'll survive.
I don't doubt it. You're an excellent specimen. I thought you were empty.
Naked Tom Hiddleston.
Nice.
Teresa.
Thank you. I needed that. I needed that pick me up.
You're welcome. It's been a minute. Dude, have you guys seen what the hell is going on Twitter? It's been kind of crazy.
I couldn't access Twitter over the weekend. Wasn't too disappointed.
Oh, why couldn't you access it? Just
I'd open it up and be like, unable, retry, and you click it a couple times. It said, can't do anything. So I was like, okay, put phone away.
Oh, well, that's good because I think that's kind of like what was going on is that there was like a lot of weird updates was happening. So Elon Musk made it so that you can only see a certain amount of tweets or something like that.
Yeah, he limited the views, and then he was a smug little prick about it, and made it think that he was trying to get people to pay money. He was trolling people over it. I'm like, dude, you don't troll over that kind of crap. So I
Why don't you troll over that kind of crap? I thought it was hilarious, and I liked his trolling.
Well, because I was needing some engagement for some of my videos I was trying to tweet out. And it was very, very frustrating because no one could see my stuff. And so yeah, I called him a prick on Twitter. So if I get banned off of Twitter, you'll know it's because I lost my temper with Elon Musk.
Oh no. Well, that's okay because free speech is supposed to be a thing on Twitter, but I mean, I don't know if it actually is. But this was the tweet.
Oh, this looks like it's a bot screening operation.
Yeah, I think so. And then, well, what the funny part is that this was to address extreme levels of data scrapping and system manipulation. We've applied at the following temporary limits. Okay, this is first of all the key phrase here is temporary limits. Verified accounts are limited to reading 6,000 posts a day. Unverified accounts, 600 posts a day. New unverified accounts, 300 a day. And then in yet another exercise in irony, this post achieved a record view count. But then also he kind of changed that a little bit later, and he said that they've added more. Whereas there's now to 10K, 1K, and 0.5. And then he started laughing at people because it was like the irony of hitting your view limits due to complaining about view limits. And I'm just sitting here going like, wow, are people really like seeing 6,000 or what was it, 600 or 6,000 posts a day? Like,
well, reading 6,000 posts a day seems normal because you're just scrolling through it, and anytime you scroll past something, that's counted as a view. But like 600 posts a day, that's a lot. That's a Twitter war. I
it just seems
some
like
of
a
my
lot
heated stuff when I talked about like film runtime lengths and how terrible like the Snyderverse stuff is ever reached for me posting 600 times in a day. But yeah, like anything posting 600 times a day, that's probably a bot or some sort of algorithm thing. So that's probably what he's trying to screen.
But also, like, I just feel like because everybody was losing their minds and being like, you killed Twitter. Like, Twitter, rest in peace, Twitter was trending again. And I was like, dude, he said temporary because I don't think that, like, that means forever, first of all. But
I didn't believe him. That's why I was mad because of the way he said, but if you get Twitter Blue, you can see more posts. That's, I think, where I kind of started.
He's trying to like gain additional subscribers.
Yeah,
exactly. That's where I was like, F you. I know this game. I know scamming. You know, I taught for 25 years. I know exactly when I'm being scammed for something. You know, like, you son of a bitch.
I currently haven't
seen money.
I currently haven't seen any value in getting the verified Twitter Blue stuff yet. Because I see a lot of people have done it and then they've unsubscribed and they have not shown any disadvantage to it yet. So I'm waiting for them to kind of work it out.
The only advantage for me so far, honestly, has been like the sectioned bookmarks. Literally, that's the only thing. Because other than that, like, because you can put like your bookmarks in like different folders or whatever. Other than that, it's been like no difference. Like, my engagement hasn't gone up. In fact, actually, somebody messaged me today and was like, hey, by the way, you're shadow banned. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah, because we kind of like looked up your name because he was trying to find me in some way, and then like you can't be found. And I was like, and they're like saying like, oh, you're shadow banned on Twitter. If you've noticed that your engagement is down, that's probably why. And I was like, well, I noticed that like a while ago, and then I thought if I get Twitter blue that it would change, and then never did. So it's just been like, random. Like for me, like my engagement's kind of like trash on Twitter. But I've just kept it because of the stupid bookmarks. Other than that, it's been like whatever. This one was funny though. There was because you guys know the community notes thing.
I'm slowly starting to learn about that. Is it like a private channel, or is it like an aspect of Twitter itself?
It's an aspect of Twitter. So if you go to like any viral tweet, like I'll go back to the Elon Musk tweet and I'll show you. But like if you go to like any viral tweet, usually there's like a little thing that says community notes added like specifics, or community notes helped clarify this, or blah blah blah. Now usually the community notes are really ridiculous because the people just start having like fights in the community notes. So for example, here Elon Musk actually retweeted his own parody account, by the way, which said the reason I set a view limit is because we're all Twitter addicts and need to go outside. I'm doing a good deed for the world here. Also, there's there's another view you just used.
Yeah.
So it says help rate proposed community notes. So if you click on it, because I'm part of the community poets thing, I get to vote on whether or not like whoever's thing was helpful. Usually most of them are like no notes is needed because they're just like fighting in there for basically like nothing. It's just irrelevant. But somebody had literally like written like Elon Musk is a retard like in like the community notes. And I thought it was so funny. And he's like, because it was a community notes for the 10K one or whatever. Oh, here it is. Because I screenshotted it because I thought it was so funny. Because Elon Musk is a huge like simp for the community notes, and like this dude on this tweet wrote, "Elon Musk is a retard and needs to sell Twitter." I just like somebody actually freaking tweeted this or like put this in the notes.
Hey, I'm in favor of that because, like I said, I was mad at him. But you see, when he said stuff like that's when I thought he was lying, because he was like, "Oh, I'm doing this for your own good," and all that. It's like, no, that's not what you said earlier. Yeah, so I knew that he was pulling people's chains, but I'm glad. You know what? I'm in favor of that person that called him the R. No word is too harsh for someone effing with me when my kitchen's flooded. That's all I gotta say about that.
Stop abusing community notes is this guy's note.
Abuse away.
Hey, what's up, Demongenai?
Hey, Demongenai.
How's it going? How's it going, buddy? It's just, I think community notes are funny. And besides, by the way, when you're in the community notes, which I am, you have to like, you have to vote on a certain amount of notes. And you're like, people rate you, like people rate your notes. And so you have to get to like rank 5 before you're able to write notes. So, and then if people like rank you down, your rank drops down. If they rank you up, then your rank goes up.
But it's like a video game.
Yeah, but it's pretty easy to like lose it. So now I actually got to rank 5, so I can like add community notes now, but I still haven't because I've been like, there's no note needed in any of these things. I was like, I would just be like, no note needed, you fucking retards, or something like that. But other than that, it's just really, it's really nothing too crazy. Has Script seen Anna's review of RRR? I don't know. Have you?
Oh, her drunk review of RRR? Yeah, I saw it.
How would you think of that?
She has her own valid points. I have not seen RRR yet. Although I do like Bollywood and Tollywood movies here and there. But I haven't seen it despite numerous recommendations from Chris Gore.
Wow. Well, we're setting up a debate between me and Chris's team for RRR, and Anna and Cecil. So it's going to be me and Chris versus Anna and Cecil. A debate on what's going on with RRR. And I thought like I was going to host it and like be like the neutral party between Chris and Anna. And then she was like, "No, you made me watch this shit. You're in this." So I was like, okay. So I put my war paint on then. Like I was like, it's on then. So I like posted the gif of Arnold like putting on the war paint. So now we're going to have a debate. Now we're trying to figure out the date for it.
Okay.
Wow.
But you know how like those things work because everybody's busy. So we're literally going back and forth today, like trying to figure this date. But
It's
we
almost
will
like you
figure
might
it
have
out.
to make like reaction videos to each other's points.
That might actually be the thing that we do. But no. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna have a very good debate. Actually, what Anna and other people suggested an impartial judge that hasn't seen the movie. So script doctor might be a good option. I also said John because John was there for the initial review and he hasn't seen the movie. Gary from Nerdrotic is another option because Gary also hasn't seen the movie. So
It
we've
sounds
got
like
a
we have a
couple.
good court here, where it's like we have 3 jurors, which would be John, Gary, and myself. And then you have the 2 parties who have to convince the 3 of us whether we would want to watch this movie or not.
Hey, that's actually pretty cool. That's a
Yeah,
pretty
that's
good
fair.
idea.
Yeah.
I should tell them about it. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the topic just came up for a minute.
It's just talking
And now
about
it's
RRR.
over.
Listen, Bollywood and Tollywood films and other films from that region are crazy in all sorts of ways. Now, one thing that you kind of learn as you delve into various different cultures, cinema from various different cultures, is that the ratio from good to bad is almost flat across the board. There's
Mhm.
always more bad than there are good, but the good really stand out.
I agree. And also, like, I mean, I grew up on Indian movies because I'm Persian. And in like, in Iran, Indian movies were like a thing, especially because, we didn't get Western movies a lot. So Bollywood especially. Now Tollywood's that's a new thing for
That's
me. Like
a lot newer, yeah.
yeah. So Bollywood specifically was a thing that I grew up with. So I've seen many Bollywood movies, even though I don't actually know their names, but you know how like they're just like literally like playing in the background and So I know all the hallmarks of a Bollywood movie, and like I know like Dancing in the Rain is a Hollywood it's a thing. Like it's not a Bollywood movie without dance numbers in the rain, especially if it's like a love scene where the man is usually like running after the girl or the girl is running after the man, whatever may be. There is a rain, there's dancing, there's all that kind of stuff.
I remember in Bollywood noticing like one of the biggest differences in that the male leads all have kind of a dad bod for a lot of them. Like they're not cut, they don't look like they're in shape, but they do stuff that an in shape person can do.
Yeah, you're like, how the most of the time
It's like that show Martial Law that was like a companion to Walker Texas Ranger back in the day with the martial artist who is clearly 230 pounds. And you're like, wow, he's doing all these crazy things. It's like, yeah, because it's even though he's got a big belly, that's where he stores his energy, and he's actually like really fit in the legs and the arms.
Yeah, it's so true. But generally speaking, like Bollywood and I guess now to some extent Hollywood movies, like Indian movies in general, I feel like are like very campy and like, they're not like they're very just extreme versions of emotions. Like, whether that's sad, happy, like whatever it is, it's usually like it's kind of like same thing with Spanish cinema. Like,
yeah,
it's
well,
very,
there's
like,
this level of exaggeration to the point where it is cartoonish at times, especially like with South Korean films. They have that as well. Same with certain Chinese and Japanese cinema. There's just like
same thing with
physical
Spanish stuff, like the like Mexican telenovelas. I mean, they're famous.
Oh God,
those are great.
Mexican soap operas are like they really are basically saying to every other Western soap opera, hold my beer.
Yup.
Or hold my tequila.
Yeah, but then trying to okay, and then go watch that like a like a Spanish or a Mexican telenovela,
Mhm.
and then watch like an Indian telenovela. It's literally the same. It's just culturally speaking, like we're more familiar with like the Spanish culture, so we're like, oh, we get that more.
Mhm.
But like in like how extreme they are and their facial reactions and the camera movements and like all that kind of stuff, like it's all very similar in that spirit of just creating the most dramatic effect, like pause for dramatic effect, or like zoom in, or like those
So
kind of things.
what you're describing, so this is something that's kind of a bit more dominant in Western media, which is that non-Western media, the soap operas, the movies, everything, they act or perform on camera as if they would perform on a stage. So they're very, very big.
Yes.
And in Western stuff, because we know that there's close-ups, or we're more sensitive to close-ups and wide shots and whatnot, the acting is controlled within that image, that frame, that box, if you will. That is why whenever I do watch, like, especially a South Korean film, and you see a male lead who's like begging for his child's life, and he's sobbing and whimpering, and he's just going like up to 11 on it, and he's big and boisterous, it just makes me laugh, because it's like that is like almost a comical level of desperation and begging, as opposed to like a serious one.
Yeah.
Because, and the other part too, and this is something I always found fascinating, especially when you get actors from that were not like Western actors, not North American, not European, but like they're from Asia or Middle East or Spain or what have you. And they come over and they do like their screen test, and they do that type of stuff, and they immediately stop, and the casting director or the director is saying, okay, dial it down like 300%. And then they do it seriously, and it's like, wow, they pulled it back, they pulled it in, they internalized, and they expressed, and they dripped out exactly what they needed to on the emotion, and you're like blown away. And they said, yes, if you can do that constantly, you'll start working. And then of course you get all those exotic stars that kind of just get peppered out. They usually stay in the mid to low budget film, especially during the early 2000s. But since they started getting rid of the mid to low budget films, those types of stars just go back home and blow up over there by doing the crazy comical thing. I mean, it's why I always find it. It's like I usually ask some of my friends who are big anime friends. I show them a live action drama, and then I have them pick an anime drama, and I look for a scene that's similar, and I ask, okay, what's the difference between these two scenes? And the only real difference is one is animated and one isn't. Like, one is a physical drawing of we're gonna have a character, and the other one's just a live action portrayal. But they're both like big, crying or freaking or screaming or whatever, just being huge. And I love it.
I love it too. And you know who else I love? My nerdy home, Stephanie. Look at
Stephanie's here.
Yay. Oh my god! I feel
Hi,
like I
Teresa.
haven't seen you in forever.
What?
I haven't seen you in forever.
I
Look
know
at
it's
your
been a
new
minute. I've been busy
background.
as hell. But no, Nina was like, I'm doing a chill stream. Does anybody want to hang out? I was like, you know what? I haven't talked to Nina in I don't even know how. It's been months. Literally, I've just been here editing. I don't know. I just haven't had time for anything. And I was just like, you know what? Okay, look, it's July. I'm going to start popping in on people's streams. I don't even care.
Yes.
Just, you know what? You want me on your stream? Just DM me, okay? I'm just going to start popping in on people's streams because, I used to stream all the time and I fucking loved it. I loved it.
You know you're always welcome here. So you click on that link. And also you're in the Toxic Femme thread. So whenever you want to come on Toxic Femme, just click on the link. And
Yeah. I will actually. I'll start doing that. But
girl, you killed me the other night. I actually died with that freaking post you put of the Chucky doll.
Oh my god.
I died. I was laughing so hard. I literally spat my freaking water out as I was watching.
That's a fucking demon. Oh my god. Everything he said, we're all thinking it. He just said it out loud. He just said it out loud. We were all thinking it, and he just said everything that we were thinking and was completely unapologetic for it.
Mhm.
I was laughing so hard. Like it was, you're doing those reactions, so you're trying not to like be like, cackle.
Yeah.
But before that, I watched it once and I could not stop laughing.
I couldn't stop laughing. And I think your reaction was also the best because like your reaction was basically my reaction. So I was like, this is like we're twins. I'm going to show it now. And by the way, if you're not following Stephanie, especially on, obviously YouTube, but on Instagram, she's killing it over there. Check this out. This is what I'm talking about right now.
I was home with my kid, mommy.
That's a fucking demon. Nope. David is just a baby. Oh, is it though? Is it? This woman gave birth to a Chucky doll. You mad at me? Fuck you. Look, let me ask you. Does this baby ask for titty milk or fresh blood? They gonna hold up that child to the light as if we weren't going to notice. The fuck are you? Go call God. Get your receipt. Refund, because that's not right. All babies are beautiful, yes, but sprinkle some holy water on that bitch. And see.
Oh my God. And
I like how he's like, how are you gonna hold up that baby to the light?
Yeah, it does look like a Chucky doll.
It also reminded me of that episode of Seinfeld with the ugly baby. Have you ever seen that?
Yes, I have.
Like,
And there was also like an episode of Friends too, where Rachel's like, which baby's the ugliest? And they just were like, ugly baby judges you.
Yeah, like the Seinfeld one is hilarious because the doctor is like, oh yeah, that baby's breathless. And then he calls Elaine breathless later on. And she's like, wait a minute, what? Like, I'm breathless. What is that? The baby is breathless. Like, how am I breathless? Like, what the fuck? Oh, I'm so glad you stopped by, Stephanie. Okay, wait. Since we've been talking forever, tell me about what's going on with you in Florida. How are you liking the weather? What's going on in the G&G house? You need to fill me in, girl. What's going on over there?
I freaking love it here. I love it here. The house is actually a lot quieter than you would think. But except when everybody's streaming, then it's loud as hell. But no, we hang out all day. I go out and do my thing like whenever I need to. The weather here is fucking terrible. I hate it. Okay, I hate the weather here. I miss Texas. I miss the dry heat because I wouldn't sweat with the dry heat. Like I'm totally cool. Go out in jeans and a long sleeve t-shirt in the middle of summer. I'm good. But here, like, I can't go outside for like longer than 15 minutes without my hair looking like I just stepped out of the shower. It's insane how humid it is here. I will do my hair and it'll look all nice and stuff. And they're like, okay, we're going to the theme park. It's like, oh shit. Okay. And then like we walk around for like half an hour and it's like I just got out of the shower. I'm like, well, this was wasted. Like
I know that's why I don't like if I'm going to somewhere like that, I just braid my hair because I'm like, there's no point. There's really no point.
Yeah, I end up putting it in like a bun. But no, it's a lot of fun. I freaking love it here. I love it here. The first few months was like, I mean, I'm on my 6th month here. Like it hasn't been that long. So the first like, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months were like really hard because I missed home, missed my family. That's a really long time. But then like I just kind of, I don't know, fell into it, got into my groove, and it's been smooth sailing ever since. And like I get like happier and happier every single day I'm here.
That's
I just kind of get used to it, so it's really nice.
Okay, now it's time for you to spill the secrets of the house. So I have some questions for you. One, do Jeremy and Ryan actually get into insane fights the way they do on Friday Night Tights? Like, do they like just like go fuck yourself, bro? Like, like do they?
You know what? Surprisingly, Jeremy and Beardo are the ones that get into the argument because they argue a lot about like DC and the Batman. Like all of that happens off screen too. Like they have the same arguments, and it's so funny because we'll just like sort of like bait it. You just kind of throw something out there. You're about to start an argument.
Yeah.
And you kind of like just live for it. Just kind of like bait it out there, and then they just like chomp. And then they just BVS, the Batman, like always, they're always arguing on DC. It's so funny. It's
That's
so funny.
hilarious. Okay, so like whose mannerisms do you think is the worst? Like, is it Ryan because he eats like floor pizza, or is Jeremy constantly like, motherfucking Ryan, there's another piece of floor pizza over here. You
well,
need to
actually,
clean this
Ryan's
shit
hardly
up.
ever here, so we don't really. Yeah, Ryan is hardly ever here. So, but I think like everybody here is pretty neat. Pretty tidy. We're all adults, so we pick up after ourselves.
Damn it, Steph, you're being so bored. Tell me about the drama. What is going on over there in this content house that we're not? Damn it, Steph, we got a show going on here. We need some drama. Embellish.
No, Lindsay,
Make something up.
Yeah, like I don't know. We just hang out all day. There's no drama. There's really no drama here. We just laugh at each other all day. We just laugh. We make fun of each other all day. But that's
awesome.
all we do is we just make fun of each other all day.
Yeah.
There's no drama. There's nothing like that. We just kind of chill and have fun. It's like, I don't know.
That's really
best
cool. That's
friends.
really
Yeah.
fun. Do you guys have an actual a table like in your place, right?
That's when the shit talking starts. Like right there.
Mhm. Yeah, you don't mess with boys.
like Beardo and
Because
Jeremy
you get
are incredibly-
competitive.
two incredibly competitive people.
Right.
They will play endless games of pool just like Fortnite, like one more. And it's like, no, I didn't win. Okay, let's do it again. No, I didn't win. Okay, let's do it again. No, best out of 3. Best out of 6. Best out of 10. Best out of 50. Like
Best out of infinity. Like
Yeah.
it's like holy shit. That's amazing. Yeah, it's kind of like a frat house, but like,
But
less
cleaner.
probably beer pong, and cleaner and
but
less
cleaner, and we actually have
immature.
like family dinners and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Beep Bop Boop for $1.99 or £1.99 says a Trump Bob Kennedy Jr. ticket for 2024. Thoughts? Stephanie, do you have any thoughts on that?
Trump 2024, that's what I say. As far as his running mate, I have no thoughts on that yet.
Bobby Kennedy, like that would never happen.
No.
Like Trump and Bobby Kennedy, they're two old men that are like, they both want to be president. It would never happen. I mean, like I think in a weird dimension that might happen, and I would be all for that. But I hardly doubt a Trump DeSantis ticket's going to happen, and they're in the same party. So, yeah, I don't know.
I would say like Carrie
doubt
Lake, maybe. Like Carrie Lake would be pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah,
That would be
Carrie Lake.
awesome.
What about you guys? Script Doctor, Trump, Bobby Kennedy ticket?
Doubtful. I think Carrie Lake, if she can get through the legal strife that she's going through with regards to Arizona's election, I think that'd be more important to her right now. DeSantis was foolish for running right at this point.
I think so too. I think so
Mhm.
too. Unfortunately,
Agreed.
as much as I love DeSantis and I think that he's an incredible governor and he's doing a lot of great things, I think that he was foolish for putting in his ticket so early.
I think you should have gone
It's
next
not
time.
his time.
Run out your governorship, then go to.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's how it works. I mean, that's how it should work essentially, because you can't be governor forever. But he also started as a senator for a very long time. So yeah, he's been in the zeitgeist of Florida for a while. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I think that's most disappointing is the fact that there's not going to be delates on the Democrat
Debates,
side.
yeah. I mean, like Biden's not debating anybody.
Well, I mean, he's got a challenger. He's an incumbent with a challenger within his own party. That should require a national debate.
Yep.
Yeah, but they're
not going to do it. Biden's
That's how
he
how the
gets privilege.
union works, because it's again, like the United States is a republic, but it's got a democracy angle to it to allow it for basically getting people's voices heard and getting a proper representation, and that doesn't happen if within the two-party system, which was never really intended to be a two-party system, isolates the choices from the voters.
Yeah. I mean, it's just for me. I don't know who said it. I think maybe it was EVS, but somebody said no one's gonna want to go see the cover band when the main guy is playing, which is Trump, and then DeSantis is the cover band. And I'm like, yeah,
And he doesn't even get the lyrics right. That's the other part too.
I know.
But thank you so much for that super chat. Yeah, it's been a crazy time. Stephanie, did you see the new Indiana Jones movie?
No, I didn't.
Not did you even try?
No, I didn't even try.
I tried. It was
I
terrible.
didn't even try.
Girl, I'm surprised.
I heard the leaks and I was like, well, that's great. I'm not gonna go.
I'm surprised because you usually sit through like absolute shit.
I
Like,
do. Yeah, I do. But you know what? Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was already kind of like a Indiana Jones downgrade for me when I watched it. That movie already felt like, oh man, old man Indy, like they're making fun of Harrison Ford. I didn't like it. I can only imagine how this movie is, you know? So or how he is in this movie. I mean, I hear that he gave an excellent performance at his age, which is, you know, great. I know that he loves this character. But I can't sit through that because it's just it's just so sad. Like, you know, I don't want it.
I know it was weird. I got access to it because
You're a
Flash
pirate?
Flash wanted us to watch it for Flashcast, and he like put a copy in the Flashcast chat, and I was like, okay, sure, I guess. So I tried, and like, dude, it was so bad. I had to turn it off. I was like, I can't do this.
I don't know. Maybe I'll try and watch it, but I couldn't even do it. I mean, I sat through the Flash. That was already so painful. Like I couldn't do. Yeah, I was like, oh god, I already feel like
Dude,
I'm dying.
The Flash was better than Indiana Jones. I know
see, like, and the Flash was already terrible. So
Yeah.
I don't even want to go.
And you know
try.
how I feel about Ezra Miller, okay?
Yeah.
Like that's how bad Indiana Jones is because I fucking hate Ezra Miller. But at the very least, Michael Keaton had like really good scenes, and Michael Keaton was like not disrespected in the movie. So I was like,
What are you talking about? They killed him.
I mean, yes, but
they killed him like a bitch.
That's true.
No, we only saw 2 death scenes, and that's something you have to really want to
Killed him
play.
twice.
True, but still, it wasn't like he wasn't a drunk. Actually, wait, he was. Never mind.
Well, the thing is, yeah,
he was a drunken hermit. Never mind.
they followed the trope of the recluse,
Never mind. I take it back.
retired hero. And it's what's even worse, and I know this because I had a number of people DM me various clips from Indiana Jones. What's terrible is the fact that you've got these people posing as writers, lifting really good scenes from the movies that made these characters legend, and then reinterpreting it for their own film. Like all Michael Keaton did was highlight the best, most quotable lines from the movies that were superior to The Flash. And then the same thing with Indiana Jones. They aped. So based on what I saw, they aped all the iconic scenes from the original Indiana Jones trilogy. There's a train scene, which is from the opening of Last Crusade when young Indiana Jones is on the train. There's a boat scene, which is again from Last Crusade. Then there's like the school stuff, which is from Raiders, and then you have the constant questing part aspect of it, which is from like Temple of Doom and whatnot. And it just was all over the place. It was like a really terrible cover band. And it's why I tweeted the other day, it's like, these are knockoffs. That's what they are. They're not the originals. Don't let the knockoffs ruin the originals. It's like buying, Nikes from the sweatshop down the street from the actual Nike sweatshop. And,
Brass Monkey's a sadist, y'all. No, I'm just joking. Stephanie, it's been so nice to see you.
Well, you might as well say meet because we haven't streamed in such a long time.
I know it's been fun.
But yeah, send me links, Nina, when you go live. I'll just come on longer.
Hell
okay?
yeah.
That way you will have to say it's nice to meet you again.
Oh dear.
We've known each other for like 4 years.
I know. Yeah,
I love you, girl. Thanks for
get
stopping
going
by,
because I have to jump on another stream. But we have like a members only thing going on.
Plug
right
your
now,
wares.
so.
Where are you going? Plug your channel. All that good stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you can, of course, Nina pulled it up. You can follow me on my Instagram. That's where I spend a lot of my time there, and Twitter. I also kind of started posting again on my YouTube channel. Kind of going back to all the stuff that made me happy, ranting about pop culture. And you can also follow me on Kick, where I'm a below average gamer, and I play a lot of Mario Kart and Animal Crossing.
Yay! Thank you for stopping by.
Bye.
Bye next time. Bye. Oh my gosh, that was so good to see her tonight. DL for $1.99. What? No game Steam tonight? Look, buddy, the reason that the title is I Hate IT is because we tried. Script Doctor, tell him.
Oh yeah, we're just trying to troubleshoot some stuff, and it's beyond. It was beyond me, and I'm not big on that type of stuff for IT. I use a computer primarily for typing, and I'm still not very good at the streaming or broadcasting the gaming stuff.
I literally was like texting Tomby, being like, "Please, for the love of God, get up!" And like, just he never replied because he's asleep. Because it's we just have
should
to
be sleeping. He's
it's
been doing
just
a
a
lot.
different time. Yeah, it's a different time zone, and he needs sleep at this time. So unfortunately, we could not get the server to run. And that is why we're not, because I'm not starting Conan again. It's not happening. Like, I've already spent enough time getting how many millions of rocks did we get?
Oh, well, like each Timmy Hooters takes around 1 million stone.
We've got 2 million stones.
Oh my gosh.
And a lot more of stuff because we built so much stuff. So I'm not doing it all again. I'm not doing it all again on another server. And that is why we decided to do it on the Chillstream and talk. And then I figured maybe somehow like Tomby will like hear his name or something and then be like, "Oh, somebody's calling me," and then like show up in the chat, and then I can be like, "Dude, go fix the server," and then we can go play. But that still hasn't happened. So pray for that, DL. Pray.
I think we should probably try and do like an early afternoon one day because I haven't played with next to Tomby in a while, and I kind of want to go kill some dragons with him.
Agreed. We should. Agreed. My Tuesdays are usually free. We should do a Tuesday.
Oh yeah, I think I can work that in.
Let's do it. I'm down.
Yeah.
Also, Ginger Adventure, thank you for the 5. Says, will Oppenheimer or Mission Impossible be the better movie, not box office? Okay, my thoughts are they're completely different genres and like completely different feels. There's no way to compare the two of it being a better movie on like, feel and whatever. Like, I mean, obviously, like for me, Mission Impossible is going to be better because it's more fun. Oppenheimer is going to be more drama oriented, probably very good. Don't get me wrong, because it's Christopher Nolan and the cast looks amazing. But I mean, let's like, come on, look at the freaking topic here. It's
well, Ralph McQuarrie is objectively a better writer than Christopher Nolan because Christopher Nolan front loads his stuff with exposition, and Ralph McQuarrie knows how to pepper it through. So you're learning, but not like a lecture. You're learning as you're being entertained. And also, Christopher Nolan has like a new writing partner that has almost no credits to their name on Oppenheimer, and he's also directing it. So again, Christopher Nolan he's better when he's on restricted budgets, which Oppenheimer, under Universal, they did not give him a lot of money to do this. So he has to be more creative with what he has to spend. But it's mostly, again, this is mostly going to be kind of a pseudo biopic on Oppenheimer and the bomb. Mission Impossible is going to be a fun fest of crazy stunts, high stakes. It's got a lot of beautiful women in it. I mean, Haley Atwell, the fact that she isn't as big as she should be is egregious. Because she's
I don't want her to be bigger, if you know what I mean. Like,
no, she's beautiful, she's charming, she's got a lot of range, she's disciplined as an actress, but a lot of the stuff that she's done has never really gotten to that high point where she is.
Who? Haley, what was her name?
Haley Atwell.
Atwell.
She was Peggy Carter in Captain America.
Oh yeah, we love beautiful. Her. I love her.
Oh no, she's a knockout. I mean,
she's great.
If she were like, she's only like maybe a year or two older than, a couple of years older than us here, but 20 years ago, if she were at her age now, 20 years ago, in the early 2000s, she would be basically making people forget who Angelina Jolie is at the time because she was at her peak in the early 2000s. Haley Atwell is just getting started. And
she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But also, to your point of restraining Nolan, that's a really good point, because when Nolan tries to be too creative, he really fucks up, especially with the sound. Like, man, like, please rein it in, bro. Like, I don't
his
give a
sound
shit about
mixing-
your weird sound mixing.
His sound mixing and his editing are some of the worst stuff I've ever seen in Hollywood films with the budgets that he has.
Yep.
Like, even his editing in The Dark Knight does not make sense. Like, a lot of editors I know have watched this. We watched that film after the premiere, and we were walking out of it saying, like, well, there's a lot of really cool stuff in there. And then the editor was like, it was the most incoherently edited set pieces he'd ever seen. Like, there's there's cars on the inside lane, and then they get hit, and somehow they end up on the outside lane and then fall into the water when they're like 4 lanes over, and there's no proper pacing or geography with regards to going on. And he just went into a big rant, and it was a really beautiful one. And then it was a couple months later, he gets a digital copy. He just starts breaking it down for us all because he was really upset with this. I think he also like potentially lost a job to co-edit on that as well. And he's like, I could have fixed it. He was doing the stuff that I do sometimes. Like, I could have fixed this.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. I just feel like first of all, I didn't like Tenet. I did not. I wanted to like Tenet because I love those kind of movies. And I really, really like I think one of his best movies is still, what's it called? The other one that he did, The
Prestige is probably
with
one
Ellen
of the better
Page.
ones. Inception? That
Ince-
one's okay. That could have used another rewrite.
Yeah, but still, it was like pretty fucking compared to Tenet about like with regards to like how crazy it was, like the dream effects and blah blah blah. Like the idea,
Yeah.
I thought it was way more like better executed than Tenet was. Like Tenet, you had no idea what the hell's going on because half the time you couldn't hear what the hell was going on because it was all sound and no dialogue.
Tenet was him trying to do his own version of 12 Monkeys.
Oh God.
And but I think Prestige is probably one of his better films because
I agree.
It's a more
Prestige
controlled,
is
more disciplined
really
one.
good.
Yeah, and I think he worked better as a budget. I think when Warner Brothers was just desperate to try and revive their Batman franchise, they grabbed him, and his pitch was basically just he fabricated a model of what he wanted the Batmobile to be, and that's essentially what got him the meeting and got him the thing. The job. And it's like, really? I thought that was terrible to begin with. And then the other part too, and I don't begrudge the fans on this, but I will say when fans try to cast a role, they always get it kind of poor. And it's not anything, it's just because they don't know all the actors, and I don't blame them for that. But they're like, we want Christian Bale as Batman, and a lot of us were like, no, Christian Bale's gonna be ridiculous as Batman. And he did some good stuff as Bruce Wayne, but when he tried to throw on the voice and he's just like, no, it's not the range. Like
I still like it though. I like Christian Bale's Batman.
I like him too. He's a very professional actor, but he just did not do it for me because we're like, no, he'd be way better as a Two-Face. He plays the dichotomies way better. Bruce Wayne is far more nuanced, far more engaging, far more detective-like. And then we saw like Batman Begins, which is probably one of the better, more cohesive of the three. And we're like, oh, okay, yeah, he's not bad. He's doing something fun with this, but he's got some limitations because the script's not fully there. Then you go to The Dark Knight, and you're like, oh, but Heath Ledger's just stealing the show.
Hell yeah.
And then you go into The Dark Knight Rises, and you're like, okay, Christian Bale's he's not interested in it. And then you have what's his name, the guy who played Bane, just doing an Adam Sandler impression.
God, that was so bad. I live in the darkness.
Hello, my name is Bane.
I'm Bane.
I'm going back to school to get Mrs.
Tom Hardy.
Vaughn.
Thank you, Bebop. Yeah, that's
something.
right. Even though I love Tom Hardy. You know what's so crazy is
Hardy,
Tom Hardy, man. Dude, Tom Hardy killed it in like, what's it called? And the show. Chat, help me out, chat. Netflix show. Teresa, you know what I'm talking about.
Peaky Blinders, maybe?
Peaky Blinders.
I
That's
was
right.
gonna say you need to narrow it down a bit.
Peaky Blinders. Ginger Adventure knew already.
Yay.
Oh, okay. There we
Ginger
go.
Adventure. Got it. Yes, he killed it in that freaking show. I couldn't even tell it was him at first. I was like, wait, is that Tom Hardy? And he just like, man, he was good. I cannot wait for that movie to come out because that's still coming out. But I wonder what's going to happen now with the writer's strike. No.
Oh, we probably got another 30 days. We passed this 60-day mark, so force majeure is starting to take into effect with certain contracts that had a 60-day force majeure cancellation clause. And again, that's just an option for the studios to take if they so want. They don't have to do it. If they really believe in the project and they want to, carry it on to completion, they'll just not act on it. But again, if the higher up saying no, we're killing this and we're going to restart somewhere else, we're going to save our money or what have you, that's what will happen. So we're in this window, and I might talk about this Tuesday morning, but I'll give you some cliff notes here, which is that the Screen Actors Guild, SAG, has negotiated an extra 10 days on their contract before they go on strike. So they have 10 more days to negotiate with the AMPTP to determine if they're going to get a deal that satisfies what the union requires. And if they don't, they will be going on strike, and we'll have the WGA and the writers and the actors on strike, which means it will 100% grind Hollywood down to a halt. And then it's up to the studios to provide some counter offers to some of the negotiations. Currently, they've been refusing to negotiate with the WGA, going to the table. They did negotiate with the actors in Canada for the we have like ACTRA kind of Canadian Actors Union, and apparently that's going to be voted on soon. I don't know if it's been done yet or not. I try not to pay too much attention to Canada stuff because the unions up here in Canada for talent are worse than the ones in the United States, in my opinion.
Yeah, they are.
They're not very merit based. I know some really great actors that got union in ACTRA, and they were refused from auditioning to certain roles because other actors with more experience had to have priority. And it's like, well, that's not how this works. They're looking for the best. They're not looking for the people that have failed the longest. But yeah.
Oh my goodness. Real quick, let me address this. Shrek PMC. Anybody know why my name Danette is green? I'm not even a subscriber. First of all, why aren't you a subscriber? Don't you think I'm pretty? No, I'm just joking. You were probably gifted a membership because you've accepted memberships on whatever channel you're on. So like in this channel, you've probably clicked accept membership, and someone, probably Braz Monkey, who just gifted 5 memberships to the chat, gifted you a membership. There was also somebody else earlier that gifted memberships, but a brain not working, no work brain. Do you remember who it was, Script Doctor?
I'm only seeing Braz Monkey on the fan funding tab of the chat.
Yes.
Oh, and I'm seeing Brian McCann. Sorry.
Brian, that's what it was. Okay, so Braz Monkey, thank you. Braz Monkey and Brian McCann gifted memberships today. So either one of those two very lovely individuals probably gifted you a membership, and now you have one. So welcome to the Infinity family. I hope you decide to subscribe. We have fun here with Turtle Love. There we go.
Oh God.
So thank you.
Traumatized.
Really? Traumatized?
I'm just not into turtles. It's funny though. I will grant you it is.
It's funny. See, there's Braz Monkey. Good humans. Turtle Love. It's what it's all about. Two and one knows what's up. What's up? Hey, Sultan Al Fahim, I haven't seen you in a minute. What's going on, bud? Hopefully you're doing well. Hey, I have another show on Fridays and I talk about no politics. That's where we talk about turtle love. And we talk about good humans. We talk about cute animals. And on Sundays, usually this is a chill stream where we video game and we usually don't talk about politics. Like politics is very little.
Kind of, yeah. Party politics is boring. We like fantasy politics, story politics, good
Yeah.
versus evil. That's the stuff we
Pop
do.
culture politics, like, you know, should the empire have won? No, I'm just joking.
General stuff like, are you pro-war, anti-war? Not in the real world, in the movie, the fantasy.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
You want the rebels to destroy the empire or not?
Yeah. So I don't like politics either. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I actually hate politics, but it's just part of our world, and I feel like I have to talk about it sometimes. But I hope that you decide to subscribe. And it is divisive. It is divisive, and I get it. I get that. I get it. But there you go. Thank you for still coming in here and talking to us. Now, speaking of weird stuff, though, I actually have something to vent about. Not politics. Well, I mean, I guess politics is involved because Dune is a very political story.
Yeah.
Dune is like the OG political story, and I'm a huge fan of Dune, but I saw a couple of responses this last week to the trailer that dropped that kind of really triggered me. I was like hard triggered. Like I was like that girl. Like that was like, you know, that girl that's like like she's like the triggering. But it was because a lot of people were saying that the trailer was woke and that the movie was woke. And I nearly lost my shit because I was like, look, guys, look, not everything is woke. I'm sick and tired of everybody thinking just because there's a woman in something, or just because somebody might be gay in something, or just because like whatever, that means the thing is woke. In this case, people think that Shawnee shouldn't have been cast. Like, you know, the girl Zendaya shouldn't have been cast as Shawnee, which I disagree because I feel like she looks the part. Like she's supposed to be a brown girl from a desert planet, and she does look the part to me. I don't see any problems with Zendaya's casting. And some people were calling her a girl boss in the trailer, and I was thinking, look, first of all, you can't really tell in the trailer if she's a girl boss or not. But even if she is, like she's not, like, even if she's in a battle in the trailer, it doesn't mean she's a girl boss. She is one of the leaders of the Fremen, whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah, the Fremen.
And she was, you know, a very popular leader there. Like it was like she was a very capable leader, like way before Paul Atreides showed up. So it's not like, you know, it's unbelievable that she would lead a battle or that she would be in a battle or like whatever. It's just, it's not believable to me. And also Zendaya's a great actress and I think she can pull it off. So I don't know why everyone's all, she's so woke and this movie's so woke. And I'm just like,
I think it has to do with the fact that for Zendaya, the only thing feminine about her is her face and the fact that she is 100% a woman. Because she's very thin. But that's just her frame. But in the context of Dune is that everybody fights. Like everybody. It's only the royalty that don't. They send in their goons. But for the Fremen, you got a still suit on and you got a dagger. You're in there.
Yes, exactly. And she's like one of their leaders. So it was like, of course she's gonna be freaking fighting. And like even in the trailer, it's not like she's taking down like 200-pound guys. It's like she's like, you know, stabbing people and shit. And it's like, yeah,
well,
of
yeah,
course
they
gonna
all
fight.
have they have the protective shields, and you have to stab them slowly in order to penetrate their shields and kill them. So you don't need strength, you need control.
Exactly. And I don't know. I just feel like the pendulum is swinging somewhat. So now everyone's like, oh, everything's woke. And I'm like, dude, like not everything's freaking woke.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys understand. It's just like the word woke is now becoming to me like what Nazi and racism and like, all
Battered
the
wife
other.
syndrome.
Yeah. If everything
you.
is woke, nothing is woke, right?
Exactly, Teresa. It's like if everything is like that, nothing is like that. Like I can't handle this.
What's this? Princess Leia killed a stormtrooper in the first 2 seconds of her screen time.
That's woke.
Like, god damn, like I can't do this. Like, I mean, like this is the kind of stuff that we were like seeing too with even like the stretch with Rings of Power. Like, because before that they were like, oh, if Eowyn had done this, like people would call it woke. And it's like, bro, that's literally in the book. Like the fact that she killed that dude, Teresa, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, heck to the yes. Yeah, the Witch King. I mean, I Am No Man. It's fantastic.
It's like that's not woke. It's been in the book forever. It's not a woke thing. And like the other crowd tried to make it a woke thing. Like, oh, like if this was happening now, all the basically our side would be calling it woke. And we're like, no, we wouldn't.
Straw man. I hate straw men. It makes me lose my crap.
Me too.
Mm.
That's how I feel about it.
And you don't mess with my Eowyn. I mean, Eowyn is one of the most amazing characters in all of literature, definitely fantasy literature. And her whole arc is so well crafted. And like I said, that climax moment when she does that, because part of the whole thing was that no man could kill the Witch King. It was part of the prophecy. And she was fulfilled the prophecy, for crying out loud. And it was beautiful and amazing. And then after she did that, when she was healing in the houses of healing, she laid down her arms and she, marries Faramir, the most perfect man who ever lived. And they go off and they like make a garden. She becomes a healer. It's
so great. And also that scene is so powerful. I still cry to this day whenever I see that scene. I'm like, when she's like holding like the king in her arms, and I was like it makes me cry. Like I choke up now thinking about that scene and how powerful that scene was. I was like, it's just like exactly what Faceless Entertainment is saying. People are mixing up progressive with woke again. And this is so true. And I'm just sick and tired of the overuse of the word woke, because it's gone. Like it's lost all meaning for me. There's so much stuff I see every day. People are like, oh, this is woke. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like that's not what I think. Beep Bop Boop for $4.99. Thank you. Says, who would your choice be to write and or direct Batman the Brave and the Bold? And who would you like to direct and or write the Authority? I'm so bad with names and I don't barely know anybody. So this is a question for Script Doctor, I feel like. So Script Doctor, take it away.
Well, the clock's ticking on Angie Muschietti directing Batman the Brave and the Bold, because he just did The Flash, and apparently they want him for that, but Hollywood doesn't always work this way. If you take a crap job and do a crap job and with the promise of getting a better job, usually you lose the better job if you still don't deliver good enough with the crap job. That's technically how it is. It's what you can negotiate. It's what you can hold on to. As for who to write or direct it, gosh, I don't know.
Wait, what's the Authority again?
The Authority is
sounds familiar.
Well, it started off as his own thing, I think, and was later acquired by DC. But essentially, it's their own interpretation of the Justice League, except they're fascists. And ironically, the Superman allegory and the Batman allegory are they're in a homosexual relationship, and they're control freaks, and they're abusive, and their entire premise is that they're the authority, and if you break the law, they'll come down on you very hard, probably with puns intended.
Wait, are you serious? They're actually gay Superman and Batman?
Yeah, versions of them, yeah. But they're not Batman or Superman. They're just their own stuff.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, keep going.
And I mean, they're really cool stories. They're I mean, the original ones where I don't know how it's gone since, because I haven't read many comics since 2006. I always read back publishing back issues. But yeah, they have some really interesting stories, good points of view with regards to their responsibilities of power and how they abuse them and how they don't. And what they are, and they're
Mhm.
essentially like we already got a really decent taste of what the Authority is like with Zack Snyder's take on the DC universe. Those
Mm.
characters, godlike, depressive,
Terrible.
don't believe in people, that abusive, all those types of things. We already got that, and I think that's the angle that James Gunn is going with regards to his new universe. He's basically saying like if Superman Legacy is about kindness in a world where kindness is not really that common, then the Authority would be the established superhero team, and him and Superman being someone who's authentic and responsible and cares about people would be antithetical to that perspective. And that, I think that's where the things are going to clash, and that's why they're introducing the Authority first, because it also could be allegorical to the way that Peacemaker was very allegorical, making fun of the Snyder's take on the DCU. Everything that Warner Brothers had done up to that point, Peacemaker was making fun of, with the nudity, the foul language, the grotesque violence, all comically done to humiliate the fact that this is not how you do these types of film, these types of stories, these types of films in this medium. And I think he's going to have a little bit of that aped in with the Authority, and then the counter argument would be the existence of Superman and what he stands for and what he's doing. And I think he's going to have an approach to it that'll probably be very 1940s, 1950s ish, not aesthetically speaking, but I just think the attitude will probably be there. And I think that's why he ended up picking Rachel Brosnahan, because she had like 4 or 5 years on Miss Maisel doing a period piece where she's in that type of zone, that type of mindset.
I want to watch that show.
I
really
had
do.
forgotten that I had watched a bunch of it, because I just blurred it together with a couple other period piece shows. But yeah, my girlfriend was like putting on an episode because she heard the actress is Lois Lane. I watched it. I'm like, oh wait, I'm remembering this. Yeah.
I remember that yellow spider guy. I remember this now because I've heard like EVS and like Flash and them talk about it. So and then when Script Doctor said stuff like it all kind of started like falling into place. Real quick, I wanted to get this member message from Boosh. Thank you. 16-month membership. Wow. Thank you. It says, make the lightsaber red. Make it red. And Zendaya is fine as Chani. The only weird casting was Liette Kynes, which I had to look her up because I'm bad with names. But yes, I agree with you on that one. And I didn't care. Dune rocks. Same here. I still didn't care. Like I didn't like the casting, but it wasn't like so egregious where I was like, like no, like kind of like the way The Little Mermaid was like very egregious. Like it's just kind of like, no, stop it. For me, the Dune, like one of the only problems I had with Dune, the original, like not original, like the movie, like the one, the Villeneuve one, the first one, was the only thing that I really didn't like was that, and I understand that there's time constraints, but I didn't like that there wasn't enough explanation or character development of the Doctor, because the Doctor's betrayal didn't hit as hard because his character was just not fleshed out. Because when you flesh out his character, when he betrays the Atreides clan, which he does, spoiler alert,
because of his wife,
yeah, because of his wife. And it's very understandable why he would do what he did, but at the time you're kind of like, well, wait, who the fuck is this guy again? Like, because you're like, it's just he didn't fit it, like he didn't flesh out that character at all. So that was my only very big gripe with the Villeneuve, like the first one. Otherwise, like it was a very good adaptation. I like the cinematography. I like so many different things. I even like the sound. I know a lot of people didn't like the sound, but I liked the things he did with the sound because I thought it was creative and different based on a very, just space opera thing. He made it grand. I like those things. But that was the only thing I really had a problem with the story was not enough focus on the Doctor character. By the way, you subscribed.
Yay.
Cool.
That's amazing. Thank you.
One of us.
One of us. Now you're one of us now, just like Turtle Love over here, just like Wishmaster. You'll love my Friday shows. By the way, speaking of my Friday shows, shout out to Rumble and the people over at Rumble. I am ecstatic for last week's Infinite Hope because so I hooked up with this guy that, well, actually, that sounds really bad. I didn't hook up with anybody. I meant like via Twitter. Okay.
You networked.
Yeah, I network. Thank you. I, through tweeting to Rumble, I happened to basically get somebody's attention because apparently Rumble actually cares about their content creators over there. So somebody got in touch with me and was like, hey, I'll help you promote your shows. Just like, text me before you're going to go live and let me know and I'll put it in front of our promotion team. And I was like, I'd really love to get my show Infinite Hope more eyes on it because I feel like on Rumble, you guys have a lot of politics going on. There's a lot of people talking about just, bad things. And I think this would be really fun to kind of balance that out. And he was like, sure, no problem. And anyways, he put it on the front page. And I just went and looked at the views. It's gotten like 10K views. I cannot expect, like, for the 4 years that I've been doing Infinite Hope on YouTube, my highest one is probably 2.5K. And this one has reached like 10K now. And I'm just like over the moon that this happened. And I'm going to continuously do this on Rumble. And hopefully we're going to get a lot more eyes on the show because I just love that show. It's my favorite one. It's my favorite one that I do. I mean, I love you guys, but we need more news, good news.
We need happy things.
We need happy stuff. We really do. So I was really happy about it. I was really happy with the results of what's going on with Rumble. It was just really cool. So everybody go and subscribe to me on Rumble as well. And like everybody who is doing stuff on Rumble, that if you have a content creator that you love on YouTube, they probably have a Rumble channel. Go and subscribe to them on Rumble because Rumble is doing way better things. People are able to talk freely on there. I highly recommend everybody just kind of start migrating over there and just seeing what's going on over there because they're doing good things. They're doing good things. Ginger Adventure, thank you for the $2. Anyone see Dune, the sci-fi series? I love it at the moment. Yes, I have. I love it.
And Children of Dune follow-up was awesome too.
So good. So good. I actually kind of like those better than the David Lynch version. I'm not going to lie. I mean, the David Lynch version is good. Don't get me wrong. But it's just so weird. That it's very David Lynch, But I thought that I actually was so impressed with a sci-fi miniseries. Like I was like the acting was so good. What's it called? The graphics still hold up. Like I thought, like it's a little bit aged, but it's like I don't know. It's pretty good.
They put a lot of effort into it. Yeah. I mean, the only time it doesn't hold up is at the very end of Children of Dune, where Leto II he's got a little bit of his sandworm part in him, and he's running, and it's like that's silly.
yeah, exactly. There's some of it holds up, and some of them doesn't. Oh, what do you think of the casting of what's her face? Oh God, I'm so bad with names. I hate myself sometimes.
Florence Pugh?
Yes, her as the daughter.
She's a good actress. I don't think she's pretty enough for the character she's playing, personally.
I kind of agree with you with regards to the prettiness, but I think she's a great actress, so I think she can pull it off.
I think she is a great actress, yeah. But because the thing is, like, the way that if I'm remembering the novel correctly, she is supposed to be one of the most beautiful women in the galaxy. And I'm like, really? Florence Pugh? I mean, I've seen her in a lot of different outfits, and it's like she's got. I mean, she's pretty-ish, but I wouldn't ever equate her to the most beautiful.
I would have done Anna de Armas.
Maybe, yeah. Banana cannot act as well as Florence. So.
Yes, that's true. But then again, what do you want? Like screen pretty or acting pretty?
Well, she doesn't have to really say much, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Hold on, let's look up. Let's see. Well, she has to be blonde, right? So blonde actresses, like who else would be hot? enough.
Well, Sydney Sweeney is pretty good, but she has kind of like a deadpan face sometimes that she keeps slouching into every once in a while. So she needs an acting coach to help her with that.
Mm-hmm. Looking her up.
One of
not
the
bad.
arguments that I have to counter why Florence Pugh is not gorgeous is that she's dating Zach Braff, and he has terrible taste in beautiful women.
Wait, who's that? Zach
He is from
Braff?
Scrubs.
Oh God, really? She's
Yeah.
dating that dude?
Yep.
Oh,
last I
Isn't
checked,
he
they were
like so much older than her?
about like 20 odd years, give or take.
Holy shit, bro! Like, oh my God. Hold on. Look at their picture. Like, it looks weird. It's a little weird. Not gonna lie. This dude's like cradle robbing. Like, look how young she is.
He looks so old that
Is
his
it just
sideburns are
me?
going gray white to the point it doesn't look like he has them.
Like, is it just me? Am I being
it's
too
not just you.
judgmental?
No, it's weird and creepy. Well, I guess technically, if it's legal,
It is, but like
It's
Florence Pugh is-
legal. It's
Florence
legal.
Pugh is trying to
Legal,
look
but
like 40-year-old Madonna there, right? Like that's what she's trying to look like.
You're right. Oh my gosh. No.
Jesus, dude, that's me.
Again, I work in Hollywood when I'm able to leave the country, which now I am. And you get a lot of sass from casting directors and the various people in the industry, and you just pick up on it and you know how to talk that talk.
Wait, he wrote something for her. What did he write? What is this article?
Oh, so
I
they
don't even
broke
know.
up now? Okay.
Zach Braff on how ex Florence Pugh inspired a good person. Okay, ex.
Yeah, I guess they recently broke up then.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Doesn't even last. Of course not. Look at her.
No.
She's freaking gorgeous. Of course it's not gonna last.
On the face, yeah.
Oh, gee, it's so hard.
God damn, script doctor. And I thought I was mean. Wait, okay, so who's she dating now? Okay, hold on, let's see. Florence Pugh.
I mean, now that she's, recognizable name, she could leave the has-been pretentious bad comedy actor of Zach Braff and go for someone that's actually got some skill and talent.
Oh my God, you
bird.
shots fired, bro. Hold on.
I'm just
Okay.
teasing.
Charlie Gooch is her new beau.
It's not ringing a bell.
Okay, let's look up this guy. Who the fuck is this? Who the hell is this guy? Oh God.
Is it a lateral move?
Oh, kind of. What the hell? I don't even know who this guy is. Hang on. He doesn't look great.
Dude, she met at a pub. I don't know.
Hold on. I gotta disable my ad blocker apparently, because this website won't let me look at this person. Okay, here we go. Charlie Gooch. This dude here.
Oh,
wait, what Gooch is? I think that's
All
also
about
a baseball player.
Photographer.
Oh man, looks like Quasimodo.
I love how this chick is like staring at them. Like, is that Florence Pugh?
It's like you. They're kissing.
I've never seen Scrubs.
Me neither.
The janitor is the best character in that show.
I've just never seen Scrubs because I was never like the biggest fan of hospital shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I was never a big fan of doctors in general. So I was just like, why do I want to watch a sitcom about doctors and nurses? I hate doctors and nurses. So I just never watched it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Why
Zach
can't I
Braff
make
is
this
kind of
bigger?
legendary for whenever he produces an indie film, he's cast a woman that he wants to date. Like he did that with Garden State for Natalie Portman. He was crushing on her really mean, and she was just not interested.
I'm just scrolling back up to see people commenting about what's going on over here. Not like it matters or anything about what we think of who she's dating, but
No, it's fine. She's happy. Good for her.
yeah, good for her. Yeah. And good for him. Well, I mean, at least like they kind of seem like age compatible now, though. Just saying.
We're hoping. We can find out how
Well, at
old
least
is
this
he?
guy looks
59.
younger than the other guy. I don't know.
It's a 59-year-old photographer.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
I can, because I've seen a lot of photographers, like they do a lot to make themselves look young, because again, they photograph a lot of beautiful people. They know how to do it. And some of them like to date their clients.
That's true. A lot of casting couches stuff happened then too. He doesn't even have a Wikipedia. Like I can't even look up his.
Did you
like,
call it?
Who are you? I need to like see when he was born. Okay, here we go. I think it's the same guy. No, it's not, because this one says he's a professional baseball player. That's not true. Okay, hold on.
No, that's another guy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know that he doesn't. He's like an unknown. No one knows who this guy is.
Okay, good for
Maybe
him.
that's why she likes him.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Maybe he has an Instagram.
Okay, now we're getting into
stalking.
crosses some lines here.
We will find out who this person is.
Wait, how could he be a photographer and not have an Instagram?
That's true. That kind of.
Maybe he only actually, maybe he's a real photographer. He's like, I use real
like a
cameras,
real
not
one,
phones.
yeah. He doesn't need Instagram. No, this guy's black. I just went to some Instagram with the same name and he was black. Okay, no. Yeah, this guy doesn't have an Instagram.
Cool.
It's weird.
I already like him.
Yeah, there's only like, I don't know, there's just like random Instagram pages that post him on it, but like that's not his Instagram. Anyways, yeah, I just found this one, which I think is that like Just Jared? Doesn't that sound familiar? I don't know what that is. Is that a show? But anyways, this is Florence Pugh and Charlie Gooch walk hand in hand, heading out to lunch with her mom and sister in London.
Oh, so he's probably a Brit.
Seems like it.
Cool.
Very funky fashion going on. I don't know what the hell is this.
Well, he's wearing a woman's coat.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it a
And
woman?
he's wearing a man's windbreaker, so maybe they just traded that, lost that day or something. I don't know.
Oh my god, maybe they did trade. That is kind of funny.
That coat sucks.
I'm not sure what is going
Quick,
on.
they'll
with this.
identify us if we're wearing the same coat. If we're wearing different coats, we'll hide.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know why celebrity like relationships interest me, because they usually all fail.
Well, it's like pseudo royalty. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. We don't have a royal family, so we need to. Wait, you guys technically have a royal family, sort of.
I mean,
maybe.
technically.
Yeah, we just are
Or
embarrassed
Commonwealth.
by it, as every subject should be. You don't have the argument like that in the United States when you follow celebrity couples. It's like, well,
By the way, Dune had another really great actor cast, which I'm so excited to see, which is God,
Christopher Walken.
Thank you. Thank you. You complete me. Yeah, because Christopher Walken is great in everything. So I'm just excited about that. Just generally speaking, I was like, you just make everything good. I love the shots they did of like the black and white. I was like, this movie looks so good. Like it just looks so cinematic, you know? Like when we're talking about the Harkonnens, and it's all black and white and like weird looking, and it's
They've removed all the color from it, so it's like it really makes them stand out and pop. I dug that in the trailer.
I love that. Like that was so cool. I know, literally, I feel like this should be my byline. What's that actor's name again? Or like, what's that guy's name again? I guess the actor's name.
So yeah, Nina is thinking of an actor or an actress, and we, the contestants, have to guess who it is based on the vague clues that she can provide. That is a game show.
That is so true. Yes, Walken as the Emperor. He looks so good.
Oh
yeah. Like yes, he's great. I just love him. He was also great in that show that we were watching that I'm so sad that it's kind of gotten, well, no, it's not canceled, but it's just delayed because of this writer's strike. Severance.
Oh
yeah,
I loved that show.
Such a good show. Ooh, you know what I'm watching right now, guys, that we can probably even talk about next week, maybe if like Conan's not back.
Okay.
Ted Lasso season 3.
Yes.
Oh, I have.
I've been enjoying. I enjoyed it.
Don't spoil it, Teresa.
Really? Oh, okay, I'm gonna
There were
shut
some
up.
parts. There were some parts that I'm like, "What the heck's going on here?" But the overall part of it, I'm like, "No, this is actually." It's got its moments, but it's got better moments overall.
I'm on like episode 4, so don't spoil it.
All I'll say is I think it was a mistake for each episode to be 50 minutes.
Oh,
it messed
Some
up.
of them didn't need to be that long. That's true. Yes.
Yeah. And it was just like, oh my gosh, just get on with it. You can almost see them like treading water. It's like,
I can't wait to watch more of it because I was like really enjoying it the last couple of episodes I watched. But then again, I feel like there's so much shit out there that whenever there's something just a little bit good, I'm like, oh my God, thank God this is good. Latino Slant is in the house. Pinche, what are we chilling about? We were talking about Dune. I can send you the link, Polly, if you wanna pop on and say hello. You're more than welcome to join us. Polly, I can spell your name, Latino Slant. I was going Polly, and I'm like, wait a minute, that is okay. Never
With a
mind. You
Y?
are Polly. I just sent you the link just in case you want to come on. But we were talking about Dune. We're talking about celebrity relationships. We're talking about why I think woke is an overused word now because everything's freaking woke, apparently, but it's not anymore. We've been talking about a lot of stuff. So right now we're talking about Ted Lasso because I like it. I think, well, so far so good. I don't know what's gonna happen. That guy is so mean.
Which guy?
Which guy? The little Indian dude that betrayed them.
Oh, yeah. Nate the Great.
Nate the Great.
The not so great.
Yeah, the Wonder Kid.
The Wonder C dash dash dash.
Yeah, that guy. What a bitch. So I'm kind of waiting for his inevitable downfall. I'm like, Nate the Great, you're being a little dick. And like there's like bits and pieces of hope like sometimes, and then he like makes terrible decisions, and then you're like, I can't handle you.
But as what we saw in the pilot, you gotta believe.
You gotta believe. I like it. Hey, wasn't that one of the things that Gary commented about today? And I don't know if you saw his review, but apparently Indiana Jones said that, like, what was it? Like, if you gotta believe, and if you don't believe, you gotta believe harder or something like that. I was like, what the hell is this guy doing?
The production, my understanding is that the production behind Indiana Jones was kind of a nightmare. Trying to get it written was also a pain in the ass. It's really hard to capture what Indiana Jones is without trying to figure out what are you challenging, what challenge are you bringing to Indiana Jones, and that was one of the things that made the Temple of Doom at the time one of the less liked of the Indiana Jones films, because it didn't really challenge much with Indiana Jones. It's him just solving a problem, and he's kind of just functioning throughout it. But but you got like Short Round with Beautiful Ark, and you've got these kind of cool little set pieces scattered throughout it. But in Raiders of the Lost Ark, you've got basically his background in faith versus his life in science and history and facts and archaeology. And then you've got a similar thing happening to that in Last Crusade, where you have, reconnecting with an estranged father, and his what he has of the memories of his dad versus who his dad actually is, and learning and discovering that.
That was good.
And those two things are really important. And unfortunately, those things were kind of lost in Temple of Doom, very much lost in Crystal Skull. And from all the clips that my adoring people on Twitter have DM'd me, it seems to have been very lost in Dial of Destiny.
Yeah. I mean, I only saw like freaking 30 minutes of that movie. I checked out, man. I was like, I can't do this. I was like, I'm out.
I think I saw
Not
the
on this.
entire opening out of all the clips, and that's like where he's like, they de-aged him.
Yeah.
And I have to say, that is not an Indiana Jones movie. Like, even that opening act is very un Indiana Jones.
Well, I mean, like, dude, Script Doctor, like the beginning and that scene was the most Indiana Jones you were gonna get in that movie, because otherwise it was like, dude, okay, it goes from that scene and it's fine, and then it goes into like the modern era, which is like the 60s or whatever, and he's like this broken man and nobody gives a shit about him anymore, and it's just like, and then Phoebe Waller-Bridge enters, and then it's just, she's so insufferable. It's like, I don't know why. Like, I didn't even think I disliked her as much as I did when I was watching this movie. She just became this really insufferable character, and it was just like, I can't do this. Like, I was like, I can't watch this movie. And then after that, like when they made it to the bar, basically, like right after they made it to the bar, I was like, I'm done, because she's just like, just talking down on him, and it's so freaking annoying. I'm done. I was like,
I got a sense that was very convoluted. And I also don't believe for a second that a woman as tall as Phoebe Waller-Bridge could be related to the actor that played her father.
That guy, yeah, little short dude.
It's like, where's
oh
this
my
mother, and what supermodel runway is she on right now?
100.
She's got the height, but she doesn't have the looks. So yeah, it threw me off. The other part too is that when you're doing a denouement film like this, you really don't want to make up a character that is supposed to be very, very close to Indiana Jones. Like if they wanted to say, oh, we've got the daughter of Marcus, who is the museum head that we saw in the original, the first and third Indiana Jones film, that would make sense, because we actually have a connection to that character. We care and know about him. We liked him, even though he's kind of mishandled in the third one. But that would make more sense. And that's what I thought it was for a while, because that's how it was being pitched to me. It's like, oh yeah, it's the daughter of Marcus. So of course Indy would be the godfather of her and whatnot. They're very close friends and what have you. But no, it's this completely made up character. And again, that same actor in another set piece in a period piece film where he's on a train, just like in Captain America: The First Avenger.
I know. Yes, I was like, what
it's
the
so
fuck?
derivative.
It was. I was like, dude, I literally was thinking of those scenes too. The Captain America ones.
All the clips that people sent me, and thank you so much for sending them to me. They were all aping the original Indiana Jones films without any of the heart or soul or what's going on there. Like if you were to say to me, Script Doctor, come up with a 1960s or early 70s Indiana Jones story that's going to be a closeout of his life, and you mandated that Mutt has to have enlisted into the war for Vietnam. I'm like, okay, if those are my parameters, but I can use any other character that's been in there, that's what I would do. I would say, okay, I would have it that Indiana Jones is still a professor at the university. He's still married to Marion. Marion runs the campus bar. However, she doesn't drink any of the students under the table. She has drinking games for education. So you have to answer questions and you get a free shot or what have you. And and people, education first type of thing, because that's kind of the themes within that family. And I would have a scene where a soldier comes to Indiana Jones' home, and he's basically saying, your son is missing in action, presumed dead. And then he can't believe that. And him and Marion decide to go on up to find his body because the army can't find it. And they go to Vietnam. And in the process of doing that, they meet up with Short Round, who's an adult, who's also an archaeologist, who has been working with Mutt as part of the army to find something that the Viet Cong were going to use against the Americans and the citizens in Vietnam. And then you put that on an adventure where they end up finding Mutt, and then they have the adventure. They find the bad guys, who's fronting the communists and all that stuff. And you just, make it a family thing. That would be my premise. That's my starting point. That would
I think that that's a really, really good thing. And I really wish somebody had made something like this, but no, that's not the kind of thing we get. I just want to address this thing here. Revenge of the Nether Realm. I actually think in some ways you're really lucky that you've never seen these films before, because now you have the chance to see them for the first time. And if only I could go back and watch Indiana Jones or any of these crazy, awesome movies. Like, imagine not having seen Lord of the Rings and seeing that for the first time, or Star Wars. It's like, it's such a special moment. So I highly recommend that instead of you going to see The Dial of Destiny or having anything to do with that, go and watch the first Indiana Jones movie. Just the first one. Just see if you even like it. Maybe you won't. Maybe it's not your cup of tea. But I bet you anything, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I cannot believe I've never watched this movie until now."
Yeah,
it's quite special. And
Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, you can imagine what a lucky
Mhm.
you are. So lucky, Revenge, that you're going to get to see Raiders of the Lost Ark for the first time. That movie is perfect.
It's also peak Spielberg too. Like that's some of his best stuff. The other part too, and I asked people about this because this is a Disney film, but it's got it in partnership with Paramount. So how do they do the mountain transition thing? Because that's one of the cool parts of the original films is that
Mhm.
you have the Paramount Mountain, and then that transitions into part of the actual in camera shot, and it pulls out, and you're into the story. How do you do that with Disney? Like, because would they actually put the Paramount logo in front of it? And then I don't know if they do that or not. It's and I'm not interested in paying a ticket to see this film.
I can send you the movie, dude.
No, I won't even see it for free. I don't want that in my head.
You don't want that in your
No.
head. Trust me. Ginger Adventure for 5 says Ford's last film, The Last Aviator, story of Earhart. I never saw this one. Did you guys see this one?
Story of Earhart? No.
The Last Aviator?
I guess it's part of Amelia Earhart.
Yeah. I
I
never
mean,
saw that.
listen, she's the reason why I'd never trust a female pilot on a plane.
Oh my god.
That's a joke. That's not true.
Wow. Wait, The Last Aviator? Hang on. No. Wait, the Last Aviator story of why isn't it coming up? This is like a 2014 movie. Never even heard about this. Are you sure it's called The Last Aviator? I feel like it might be called something else.
Wait a second.
That was
She
The
said she's
Aviator, which
trolling.
is
Ginger
Howard
says she's
Hughes.
trolling, I think.
Oh god. Damn it, Ginger Adventure. I don't know things. I Google everything.
I might have just misgendered Ginger
So
too.
Harrison Ford's last film is going to be
Yeah,
The
Max
Last
the Pulpa.
Aviator.
Though I have to
Story of
say-
Amelia Earhart, where he vanishes. Yeah.
The one that's not about Amelia Earhart, but that movie or the movie called the Aviator with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, Scorsese. Yeah.
Yes, that is a good fucking movie. Like that, I don't know why it reminded me of that because just generally speaking, there you go, The Aviator. That's the
Yep.
one. Speaking of amazing people, here's Polly.
Wow.
Nice hat.
Thanks.
Hi, Polly. How are you?
Hello, sweetheart. I'm doing well. Happy Sunday. Yeah.
Thank you. Happy Sunday to you and happy July 4th soon. It's
Yeah.
kind of almost there, but not really, but soon.
I had switched my hat, but I was wearing this all day.
Oh,
But I'm like,
America.
she's gonna want one of my hats.
Whatever you want, honey. Whatever you want to rock. I just want to rock with you.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. Because you're amazing. What's up, Polly? What did you see the new Harrison Ford disaster that is Indiana Jones? I
Man,
think you did because I saw your picture with Chris Gore coming out of the theater, and it said something like the face you make after you watch Indiana
the
Jones.
second time.
Despair.
Twice.
Oh my gosh.
Why did you do that to yourself? You liked it that much? Tell me.
You're so
Tell me
amazing.
how much you liked it. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, well, no, no. We saw it a couple of weeks ago with the Shield crowd, and so it was like, even though I gave my review, it was like, Gore was like, "Come on, man, we gotta go see with the real people. Come on, let's go." Right? I'm like,
Damn,
"Ah."
Gore and his peer pressure. Freaking
And
Chris.
so
He's very
I went.
energetic.
Yeah, I went with that crowd, and let me tell you guys, I was so angry the second time around.
Were you?
Yeah, because I knew what to expect, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I was just pissed, and I'm not like that. Like I am.
I know
not-
you're really positive about movies usually.
I'm like a happy guy.
You are.
I was so fucking pissed, man.
Oh gosh.
Wait, okay, were you more or less pissed than Mexican Iron Man after he saw Namor for the first time?
Yeah, I was there on the second time.
You were there.
Yeah,
That's
there.
angry.
Yeah, I was.
I don't think
angry.
I'd ever seen Mikey be that mad at anything before.
Yeah, that was pretty epic. That was pretty epic.
That was next level.
Lots of reasons for him to be mad. First, a bad interpretation of the character, and second, he couldn't wear the costume he purchased to go see.
Hey,
the
to be
movie.
fair to that guy,
Yeah.
that's all the costume people. That's not on him. That's on the costume people and the team. Okay. That's not on the dude. Okay. The dude's there to be like, dress me. I'm your mannequin. You dress me, whatever you designed or whatever.
It's wardrobe, yeah.
Yeah, it's wardrobe. It's the wardrobe's people's fault. And 200 Watt Studios for $5 says that train scene is right out of Solo. I never saw that movie. More Han Solo character stuff stolen by Mangold. I guarantee Indiana Jones 5 has the James Mangold film card. You guys remember when James Mangold went off the fucking rails at everybody?
It was hilarious.
Yeah. Well, part of me suspects that James Mangold wasn't really directing this movie.
Ooh.
Well,
and I think that's
especially at
why.
that time.
Speak on that, please.
Well,
who's
it's just the
doing
fact
it?
that I've seen enough of James Mangold's films to know his style, and it was not here. I think there was someone else doing a lot of the work, and he was caught in a place where he could not do his job. And I think
so. Who was it? Like
either-
KK?
No.
A ghost director?
No, it's probably Spielberg.
No, I think there's just a bunch of other people involved. I mean, like, again, if Spielberg had ghost directed this, we'd have at least gotten a couple of Spielberg moments.
Yeah.
Well, the beginning.
Agreed.
Well, the beginning was very un-Indiana Jones. It was,
Really?
oh gosh, yeah. Like I saw about 6 clips cobbled together of it because people DM'd them to me.
Oh, you haven't. Oh, you guys haven't seen it.
I've seen Polly. I've seen the first half an hour, 40. Like I would say half an hour. I stopped watching after the bar scene. Like
After
I was
Fleabag?
like, I can't do this anymore. Like after Phoebe came and took over, I was like, I'm done. But I actually didn't mind the beginning. Like I didn't mind the train scene too much. I was like, oh, if this movie's gonna be like this, I'm not gonna mind it. And then it took a turn. I was like, ooh.
Well, the question that I have to ask again, because this was all clips sent to me from like cell phone captures.
Mm-hmm.
What was their goal? What was Indy's and Toby's goal on the train? Because I couldn't gather that. The dialogue was kind of jumbled here and there.
Their
you want me
goal?
to tell or Nina?
Yeah, tell.
Okay, so they were hunting for the lance that
pierced Christ.
That pierced Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And the word was that it was on that it was with Voyer or Mads Mikkelsen's character, which was a really odd character to begin with, but he's great. It's just there's so many writing holes, But is he archaeologist? He's a scientist.
You don't know.
Mathematician, a time traveler, yeah.
Right. The guy created the rocket, but he didn't know about the continental drift.
Oh, for crying out loud.
He didn't take into account the continental drift, yeah.
Didn't take into account, and yet he was the one responsible for us getting to the moon.
Sure.
So the purpose was to get the lance, but he got caught. Indy. They all kind of like oddly get on the train, which is a moving train, because his friend Basil, Toby Jones. But while Indy's on the train, he discovers the lance is a fake. And that's what Mads is trying to tell the head dude. It's like, dude, before we go to the Führer right now, before we go to Hitler, this shit's fake. But it's like he's trying to get a word in there. And then is there Toby's character overhears that they have the Archimedes dial. And so it just like the stakes go up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which I thought was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
as far as in the whole
I didn't
thing
mind
is,
that part.
right, and the whole thing's takes place on the train. So Indy trying to get on the train, all the saving of Toby, trying to get off of it, like that to me was like really decent stuff.
I didn't mind that stuff.
I didn't understand because when they got their part of the dial, they're going further towards the front of the train when it's logically when they're on top of it, they should be going to the rear of the train. Going the opposite direction that the train is heading so that it gets further away from you. And it didn't do that. I'm like, that's the exact opposite of what Indiana Jones would be doing. It's like, oh, we got this thing. Let's get off the train. Let's go to the front of the train, as opposed to trying to get off at the rear.
Okay. God, yeah. Why did they do that? I know there's a reason.
Yeah, I know.
Why.
I couldn't.
Was there a reason why? I don't remember if there
I know
was a
that
reason
the
why.
Allies were bombing the tracks and whatnot, but it's like, oh, if they're doing that, the top stop the train, you want to get off the train. And
I think there was. Well, I know for one thing, they were compelled to move forward because the Americans did bomb.
They were being chased, right? Like, wasn't
They were being
but
chased.
when they got on top, they could go the opposite direction because they're being
right
followed from the inside.
right. So when they're on top, at that point, the head of the train gets bombed, and the machine gun goes haywire and starts pointing to the train, and it's killing all the, because at that time the Nazis were like getting up and trying to chase Indiana. Man, that machine gun took them all out. I thought that was pretty cool.
And then it emptied.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think by then they were like at the beginning of the train. And then Valier had the gun on them.
It was a really weird, oddly paced sequence. That's what I gathered from it.
You got that.
Yeah.
Well, and that was like the other thing was like at the beginning, I remember I was like, well, I mean, like I don't mind it if it's like, even though it was choppy and weird, I was like, as long as it's like keeps going in this spirit, it might actually be okay. Like it might not be the best indie movie, but it might be okay. But it was still really weird because first of all, the animation wasn't great. Like I was like the CG, it was like it looked weird, especially that one dude,
the
the
deepfake.
aging, yeah. Not Harrison Ford, but the Nazi dude. Like, oh my God. Yeah, Mickelson. Dude, he looked awful. I was like, what the hell? Like, I don't know what kind of budget they're using, but it was freaking awful.
What was really uneven.
Yeah, it was. It was
Like,
really weird. And
yeah.
like it looked so weird and bad. And then of course there was like the voice, which was like Indiana Jones, like
was weird.
70-year-old voice. I'm like, it just doesn't sound right. I couldn't tell first of all, why couldn't they have someone like either voice act for him or can't they just de-age the voice? Because there's like all these different things you can do with voice now, like voice editing and stuff.
There's enough of him in the late 70s up until the mid to late 80s of audio track that an AI could tweak his voice to match that tone and that pace.
Exactly. Like I was so confused. I'm like, we're talking about Disney, like Lucasfilm with a budget of God knows how much, and you couldn't do this. Like, how many times you reshoot the movie, but you don't do this? Like, it makes no sense to me. I'm like, what?
I think too, like no, absolutely not.
No, Achilles.
Yeah, I think the chase for the Lance would have been a great movie within itself, right? Forget the dial. This whole dial thing was just terribly written. Because help me out here, script. Haven't all the items kind of been like historical or connected to a culture specific
cultural or various cultural religions or things of that nature is usually the gimmick, the good gimmick. It's why I also that's why I protested an adaptation of like the Lost City of Atlantis. It's like, if you can't find a cool, unless you're doing something like Greek gods or something of that nature with it, it's not going to work because it's different. It's outside of the spiritual. It doesn't challenge the faith, the historical, the factual. Because what I loved about the other films is that it bridged the gap between, okay, this is what factually happened, and this is humanity's interpretation of that in the spiritual way. And there's something beautiful about that with Indiana Jones. The moment you take it out of that realm, like they did with Crystal Skull, and I'm assuming like they did with Dial of Destiny, you lose that spiritual aspect to it.
They did less of that actually, because and Gary from Nerdrotic did a great video on that, because in his review he talks about like what the Dial of Destiny and like what the other thing comes from, like the stories like of where they're from. And like it's really funny too because he's like he kind of puts like a documentary of what like each thing is about, and then like I'm like sitting here like watching his review and being like, wow, that's really fascinating. And then he goes, you're interested, right? Just go watch a documentary about this. It's more interesting than this movie. And I was like, this is exactly like that is so true because in the other movies, you do want to watch the Indiana Jones. You're like, oh, this is such an interesting thing, but it sounds like such a cool, transference of like to, from real to fiction kind of thing. Whereas in this, it doesn't work. But the real stories are way more entertaining though.
I mean, I know you tuned out, or did you leave the theater, Nina?
I didn't watch it in the theater.
Oh, gotcha.
So she did leave the theater,
but you did stop watching.
Yeah, I stopped watching. I was like, I'm done. I was,
so, and the thing is too is that what made the Raiders or the Indiana Jones one so special was Indiana's, interaction with what you were talking about, script and Nina.
Yeah.
He kind of represented us. And here you're constantly told this is going to work because it's math.
It's
science. There's no supernatural, but also too he was either being told, by her, what's going on, or his ass was getting kicked.
Oh, by the way, I did fast forward to the ending because I just wanted to see if Indy dies or not. Like, because you know how there's like all these rumors that are going to kill him off and she's going to take over. So I was like, I need to see the ending. So I just went to the end, and and the scene where she punches him in the face, I was like, my God, like really, like again, like you have to put this shit in here. It happened with Picard.
He's already losing blood, right?
Mind you, he's been shot for the whole third act.
Yeah, he was shot. He was shot.
I mean, I can believe a 40-year-old woman could punch out an 80-year-old man who's losing blood.
Right.
But it was just so annoying, like the way, because it's the mistreatment, right? It's not the punch in the face. It's like the actual disrespect. Like you're like, really, like you have to put this in there because it was the same thing with Picard. Like I remember when like Q punched out Picard, it pissed me off. Like I was like, I don't want to see my favorite character be punched out for your damn messages. Like it was annoying. I didn't like it. That was just me. But
no, I got you, and it's just total humiliation of the character. It's not what happened because Indiana Jones has been punched in the face a million times.
Yeah.
It's how they're doing it and the fact that when you're dealing with Lucasfilm and their history of what they have done to our icons for the past, 7-8 years now, it's you can't unsee it. You can't give them the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly. Teresa's nailing it right now. You said it way better. It's the how. You're like, ooh, like it was really cringe. Like that whole scene was just really fucking cringe. I was like, mind you, like Phoebe Waller-Bridge was just cringe the whole movie. But sorry, go ahead, Paul.
No, you're right. It was how, because even in the past, like you said, he got hit, but it was always by some crazy foe or like maybe a moment,
a giant,
or he and he had to change his tactics, change, there was none of that here.
Well, even what happened with Marion in Raiders of the Lost Ark, in context, he had that one coming.
Yeah,
correct.
That's true.
Correct.
And the way it was done in the masterful directing of Steven Spielberg, it wasn't like this big humiliation thing. It wasn't just this, rah woman. It was the look on his face. It just showed it like, ooh, oh, yeah.
Well, it was already established, right?
Yeah.
Right when he was getting ready, he was talking, and packing to go. He's like, "You think she's gonna be with him?" Because he's trying to go see Ravenwood.
Yeah,
he doesn't know that Ravenwood's been dead. So they have that. So he has that little moment with Denham Elliott, which was great. And then we establish Marion's character with humor and sassiness and with her trying to outdrink the Mongoloid. I mean, what a great character. Both of them had amazing character entrances. You cannot say that about Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
You know,
I
okay.
believe her character entrance is that she's sitting in the back of a classroom.
Yep.
Yeah.
How active and interesting, huh?
It's very freaking annoying, and she's better than Indy at everything. I want to address this though, and I want to address my previous comment to Achilles because he asked whether he should watch it or not. And right here, this person, Spider-Verse 2 is at top 3 greatest superhero film ever made. Saying that it's all subjective to each person's taste. To me, she was outstanding. To others, people probably couldn't stand her. It's all subjective. I do agree with this to some extent as well, because it is like, you know, movie reviews and movies in general, you know, it is a subjective thing, and generally speaking.
Well, your interpretation can be.
It's your exactly, and like, you know, depending on who you like, who you don't like, you could have, or like how you feel that day, you could have a different opinion about something, or something could hit with you, and something could not hit with you. So I want to go back actually and say to Achilles Jones, I didn't like it, but would I recommend you watch it? Like maybe wait until it's like, you know, on a streaming thing. But yes, watch it. Like you have your own opinion. You know, you should get your own. Maybe you'll like it. Like, I don't know. Some people like things that I fucking hate, you know, and some people hate what I like. Yeah. So
you think it'll be on streaming before August?
Yes, absolutely. So I like, maybe don't pay for it. Or there's really good pirated versions out there now. If you want to,
I don't promote piracy.
Yes, if you want to sail the high seas, I do.
If
I do.
I'm making
Okay.
a movie, go pay for mine because I don't want.
Yeah.
But you know,
pirate every
You're
movie,
right. You're
but
right,
scripts.
You're right, script doctor. I shouldn't do that either.
However, I will do my best to never write anything that disappoints. Like, that's not my intention. My intention is never to disappoint.
Right. But also, like, generally speaking, you're right. You should support what you love and everything like that. So just generally speaking, I think you should form your own opinion, and you could very much be in line with this person's opinion. I don't know. That's why you should make your own mind up. Watch it and figure it out. So there you go. Sorry. Go ahead, Paul.
Do you mind if I answer the Spider-Verse a little bit?
Please go ahead.
So, you know, I even said that in my review, is like, you know, I know Phoebe has a fan, you know, but she has fans. I don't know how big they are. I know she's popular. I don't know if it can open up a movie or sustain a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know. So if you are fans of her, you're gonna love this movie. I said that in my review.
Mm-hmm.
I said I'm not one of those. I'm an
Mhm.
Indiana Jones fan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want, you know, that was not an Indiana Jones film.
Mhm.
If they wanted to do an action adventure film with her, something new, something different, I would have been way more open to that.
Mhm.
That has nothing to do with Indiana Jones.
Mm.
You know, so you know, but for me as well, it's not even that she wasn't as far as her acting, you know, it's as far as the way the character's written.
Mhm.
She's not a nice person.
No. Yeah. I agree with you. She's not.
Right. And she's not a nice person, and I don't believe any of the physical action she has to do.
Mhm.
This is an Indiana Jones film. You always believe when Harrison Ford throws a punch, when Marion throws a punch,
Mhm.
you know. So yeah,
And like, you know, Indy was just uncharacteristic of himself in this movie, like kind of like what Script Doctor was saying without even seeing the freaking movie. I mean, like some of the stuff like I didn't see because I skipped out, but I did watch Gary's thing, and some of the
Mhm.
stuff like he put in there, like for example, how Indy's afraid of bugs now. Apparently, I was like, what? Like there was a
When?
scene where like him and Phoebe are together and like there's bugs falling on them or whatever, and he's like, oh, get it off me, get him off me, and he's like freaking out, and I'm like, really? Like Indiana Jones? Like, you know,
Was
he's
it really Indy saying that, or was Phoebe Waller-Bridge just have a very deep voice in the scene?
no,
Both
it
of
was
them.
it
Both of
was
them.
both of them, but
Both of them.
Indy was saying it, and I was like, really? Like, you know, Indy? Like, I don't think he would care about spiders falling on him. Like it's not. Remember the snake scene? Like, it's just, I don't know.
Well, I'm just thinking of like the bugs and the scorpions and stuff that were in Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom, sorry, not Dune.
Well, see, he was
Yeah.
besides snakes, nothing, you know,
Nothing
bothered
freaked
him,
him
yeah.
out.
nothing really, because
Yeah.
he's seen a lot of shit.
He's
So
seen
it's
a
like,
lot of bugs. Yeah, he doesn't
why is
care.
he
Fought in World War One.
Yeah.
I would understand if she was freaking out, but
Yeah.
maybe it's like, oh, we can't just have her freaking out.
Exactly. It's like, oh, it has to be like the men has to always freak out too, because it's like, the women, like strong, independent women, can't be the only one that's freaking out and crying
I mean,
about bugs.
did you see the montage? Did you see the chase scene in was it Tangier?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Okay, so how much of this movie is actually a collection of chase scenes? I suspect it's a lot.
A lot.
Okay.
I do know that because of Gary's review.
Well, I didn't
but
see
also the
Gary-
beginning, like the first fucking 20 minutes is literally a chase scene, like on a train.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's all chase scenes. There's
Yeah,
a lot
so
of
that's
chase
basically
scenes.
like just eating up time then. Because
Correct.
one of the things is like the chase scene in Raiders was really, really important. It was, they're putting the ark on the plane. No, it's actually on the truck. I got to go after the truck. And so it's basically they go from the desert to the jungle of just Indy trying to take over this truck, and then he barely succeeds by the skin of his teeth. And they go into the next point. It has some logical progression to it. I don't suspect that was the case there. I think it was just, we have a chase scene because Indiana Jones has a chase scene, and now we're chasing them. And
well, also too, the dialogue and her actions, like, I mean, she's all of a sudden she can do no wrong. She's jumping from car to car. She rips apart like one of the holding bars of the kind of the little rooftop of the cars. She rips the bar off and then she jumps into the car and she starts like, okay, Superman.
She fucking gets on a run, like.
Did you see that?
Well, she's a very large woman, so I'd imagine she has some strength to her. She's taller than Indiana Jones.
Dude,
she's lanky.
She's
lanky.
No matter how lanky you are, okay, like, I mean, this isn't Die Hard. This is some chick, okay? This is not freaking Buddy from Die Hard, Bruce Willis. Which this movie did remind me of that part a little bit, like Die Hard 3. I think it was 2 or 3 when they had that plane thing, the scene where he's like running after the plane or whatever. But they had a scene in this where she's like on a motorbike in the rain, like torrential rain, like chasing after this freaking plane, and then like jumps from the motorbike to the stretched out like landing gear, like where the wheel thingy is, and then she like jumps on it and like gets onto the plane. And I'm like, this chick is not that much of an action. Like, it just doesn't make sense why this chick would be able to even do that. Like, I was like, I don't like, this isn't a Mission Impossible, dude. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. She's not like, like she's not a CIA trained chick. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, it didn't make sense why her character would even do that.
Yeah.
And so she drives a motorcycle into the storming rain on a runway, following this big ass plane. I'm gonna take off. And she jumps on the landing and she's like, I got in.
It was so
she's
weird.
incredible.
I know. I was like, she's like the female Tom Cruise, but
taller.
Yeah.
And not as cool.
Not as cool at all.
But also like
Tom Cruise is
Tom Cruise was like doing this in Mission Impossible for his entire life. Like, you could be like, okay, I can see why Tom Cruise would be able to do stuff like this, because that's literally his entire life. This chick is an archaeologist salesperson. Like, she goes around selling artifacts to like,
she's a dealer. Okay.
She's a dealer. Like, she's a
thief. She's a black
thief.
market thief.
Gosh, that's terrible.
It's a terrible character. That's what I'm saying. It's a terribly written character. Guy, there's so many big asks, right? Like Andre was saying, like, but you gotta, that's where I like pushed back with Andre. Andre, she tricks Indiana into showing him the dial, and she takes off, totally leaving him with the feds. These people
she locked him in there.
Yeah, she locked him in there, and these people have killed his another teacher and a secretary.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's like running on the rooftops. I'm like, looks like she's gonna fall.
I don't believe Phoebe Waller-Bridge could run.
Oh, dude, you're gonna laugh. I'm not making this up.
No,
you know?
man. I wish we were making it up. I wish. Like, I mean, this movie just, I don't know.
So
Yeah.
Like I've seen Mission Impossible, and there's 4 female characters in there, and all 4 are very different from each other, and all 4, I believe it when they throw a kick, throw a punch, are sexy, are funny, are vulnerable, and that's all I wanted from this character. I wanted something to like about this character.
I recently saw a really good action scene with a female and a male that I was like, this is perfect. An Extraction 2.
I need to see those movies.
Polly hasn't seen it.
I haven't seen them.
Teresa, you seen it?
No.
Oh my god. I want to talk about this scene so badly. And you guys, every time you guys haven't seen this freaking scene. Script Doctor, did you watch it yet?
I have not. No.
God damn it, Script Doctor.
Extraction.
betrayed.
Dude, this you know
I
what?
forgot the first Extraction. So
That's fine. Just watch the second one. In this scene, there's a scene where this dude is rescuing this girl. And when he rescues the girl, there's like hordes of people coming at them. And she is fighting too, because he gives her like a pan. And he's like, you swing that pan, girl. And she's like fucking going like it's the craziest action scene, but it's so believable. You're like, okay, I believe that this chick would fight for her life with this fucking pan, while this dude that is way more capable of doing things because he's the dude that's rescuing her, like he's the extraction guy, he's the guy that's the guy, you know? He's doing the heavy lifting, and then once in a while she'll he'll like punch somebody and she'll like finish him off with a freaking pan. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it really works. You're like, okay, I can see that both these individuals in their capabilities is this and this. It's very well done. I highly recommend it. Everybody should watch that movie. God damn it, Teresa.
I'll watch it.
I'm especially disappointed in you because, girl, he's sexy. You're gonna missing out.
It's on my list. But I actually had to watch some really silly comedies this weekend.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. That I get.
Yeah.
200 Watt Studios for 5 says Indiana literally flicked a tarantula off his shoulder. It's true. He did. As an afterthought in Raiders. Yes. Then lazily brushes dozens of off Sapido. Indy ain't afraid of bugs. He was in this movie and it was ridiculous. I was like, what the fuck, man?
He was afraid and
he's just old
and depressed and grieving about a lot of things.
Yeah, like I was like, is Indy an alcoholic? It's sad. It was just sad.
Yep, that's right. That was that was in there. So they're trying to like do this, Logan thing. Ugh.
Like that's why I keep remembering that whole time, like when James Mangold was having an absolute meltdown on Twitter because Matt Kadish called him out and he didn't even call him out.
Nope.
He said to him, he just tweeted out, I have a feel. He said something really dumb, like something like didn't even tag him or anything. It was like something like, I have a feeling Indy isn't going to be good because of the rumors that's on Reddit. Like, I'm totally abbreviating.
Age, some of the people involved in the early writing process wrote solo. Very logical concerns.
Yeah. And
none of which attacked Mangold.
Yeah. Like, didn't even mention him. Like, it wasn't even mentioned. And this dude went off and was like, you guys are all wrong. Like, everybody's wrong. This is going to be an indie movie. He's going to be amazing in it. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is like, she's not going to be taken over for Indy. Like, we're going to pay respect to the character. And you guys don't know what you're talking about. You're all basement dwellers and like start calling everybody fucking names. And then it turns out like literally everything we thought was true, except for the fact that, spoiler alert, Indy doesn't die in the end. And yeah, like Phoebe Waller-Bridge does help fix Indy and he doesn't die. But other than that, like literally, like he's a, I mean, he dies metaphorically because it's not the indie. Like it's like Jake Skywalker. Like, you know, you're not really watching Indiana Jones. You're watching, I don't know, what's another word for
Well, that was the
Indiana?
name of my review. Jake,
Knockoff.
hold my whip. It's basically-
Montana Jones, is it? I don't know.
Yeah, Montana Jones.
yeah, we need a name. So what? Montana Jones? Is that what it's
I
going
don't
to be
want to
called?
insult Montana. I don't want to
Okay, well,
insult any
something with
state.
3 syllable or Iowa Jones or
We need something other than
Indianapolis
Indiana.
Indianapolis Jones. There we go. You heard
Banana
it here
Jones.
first.
Indianapolis Jones. That's what it is. Like, holy fuck. Like, so that's it. I don't really have anything else much to talk about. Cleveland Jones.
Oh dear. That's harsh.
That's funny.
California
That is
Jones.
harsh.
I kind of like California Jones because, like, man, she is totally California, like feminist. Alabama. That doesn't fit.
Alabama Jones.
I kind of like
Brexit Jones. I don't know.
I kind of like Brexit Jones.
No.
I like, yeah. Indianapolis is funny because it
I
kind of
like that
goes
one.
with Indiana.
Indiana Jake. I don't know.
Indiana Jake.
Jake Jones.
Jake Jones. Jake Jones is pretty good too. But anyways, I don't really have much else to talk about, and Script Doctor has to go soon. So I figured we'll call it here. We've been going around like 2.5 hours.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for dropping by, Paulie. It's really good to see you. Do you want to plug your wares before we get out of here?
Live tomorrow afternoon.
Cool.
And we got a action-packed live stream for you.
Check out Latino Slant's channel.
Yeah.
Latino Slant.
Yeah.
Teresa.
Well-
Oh, wait, hang on one sec. What about you? Achilles Jones?
That's kind of good.
That's funny. We should call him Achilles Jones.
What's the thing when you have
You don't want to. You don't
Arthritis
want us
Jones.
to call him that. Achilles.
Arthritis Jones?
Arthritis
Alzheimer's Jones.
Oh, that's harsh.
Oof.
Damn.
Alzheimer's Jones.
Viejo Jones.
Sorry, Teresa. It's all
Geriatric
you.
Jones. There we go.
Okay. Well, Jeannie Mac, you all are killing me. Well, I'm continuing with Pub Crawl this week. On tomorrow night, I have Salty Texas Sea. We're going to be talking about whiskey cocktails and war stories from being bartenders. I don't know if people know that for a while I was a bartender and a mixologist. And also you, Nina, you're coming up on Pub Crawl this week. That's the plan. Yeah.
When?
Yeah.
When am I coming on? I've forgotten already. What's happening?
Thursday. And
Woo!
you were going to
Okay.
choose the time when you can come in and a topic to be determined. So if you all wouldn't mind sharing, and subscribing. And of course, I'm still doing that countdown. It is it's been kind of exciting. I feel like it's 24, but with these watch hours, I just need a few hundred. I've gotten about 150 since we last talked. So it's happening. It's happening soon. So if anyone, I would definitely appreciate if people would watch some of my videos, and I think you might enjoy them. My latest one on Tom Shippey's notes concerning whether J.R. Tolkien should be the author of the century, that's been doing very well. And I'm going to be doing the close encounters of the solfege kind, explaining the solfege behind the plot of Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Nice. Make sure you guys check out Teresa's channel, Ms. Martin Muses, and dude, just check out her stuff. Play a playlist, let it run while you go to sleep, you know.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it. Thank you.
And then she'll wake up and be like, "Oh my god, I'm monetized." So there you go. Thank you, Script Doctor. Last but certainly not least, my brother from another mother. Please tell everyone where they can find you. What you got coming up next?
I'm gonna see if I can go live Tuesday on Independence Day to talk a little bit about what I've heard on the SAG negotiations, because they've been extended for another 10 days. And we'll get some final numbers, some hard numbers from Indiana Jones, and I think we're getting a hard date for when The Flash is going on streaming, and I think that's right over the edge for where they don't actually lose money from their theatrical sales either. So I'll be exploring some of that. as well. So you can find me on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/scriptdoctor. I am I've done reviews of Strange New Worlds season 2, 1 and 2 on my Patreon, and I'm working on 3 because 3 is really an insulting episode for a number of reasons. No, the biggest one is that it's shot on location in Toronto as Toronto. So Toronto's playing itself like one of the first times ever on a television show.
Wow.
And it's such a terrible episode that's in it that it makes it almost not worth it. Like they really should have just said, this is New York in the early 20th century instead of being downtown Toronto. And it's funny because I'm watching that episode. I'm like, oh, I know that intersection. I know exactly how they got from there to there. I know where that is. I used to shop in that area. Like,
story of my life with Vancouver, dude.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like
literally
Vancouver
every
takes
single
me a little
movie.
bit. It takes a little longer for me on Vancouver because I haven't spent as much time there compared to Toronto. But like this one here, it's like, oh, Yonge and Dundas Square. I even know which angle they're facing. I even know which directions north, south, east, and west. Because I
literally like that with so many movies. Like if you've ever seen The Travelers on Netflix, which is a really great sci-fi show, by the way, that is entirely Vancouver, and it's so funny because the premise always tripped me out because it's about like time travelers coming into your body like after you die, and like they become you, and then like it's really good. It's a really good show. But it's all in Vancouver, so it always trips me out because I will always be like, oh my god, like can you imagine there's like fucking time travelers like everywhere like around us because it's literally my city that is happening in. But it's really cool. So yeah, check that out.
I'm like that with LA, when they're filming in LA, and then like they're driving down the street, and then hey, they just jumped 20 miles. What the hell?
Yeah,
they turn a corner. I'm like, that's not right.
It was the same thing with Arrowverse. Like all the Arrow stuff was shot in Vancouver. So it's like literally like Star City. Yeah, like all of it was Vancouver. And I'm like, when's the Flash gonna show up here? Like fucking Arrow. That's why I felt like Script Doctor when Canada was going to shit. I kept being like, I wanted to cosplay as Arrow and like go up to like people in Vancouver and be like, you have failed this city.
Just go to every single town hall meeting.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you everybody for watching. You guys are fantastic. As for me, you can find me tomorrow on Midnight's Edge at 8 p.m. Eastern for Toxic Femininity. Seems like we're going to have a nice show because we already had a few of the girls confirmed that they're going to be there. So we will be back tomorrow. Maybe Script Doctor will be joining us. I don't know. Possibly. Maybe. We'll see what happens. And other than that, everybody have a great night. Make sure you go watch Teresa's stuff. Get her monetized.
Yes.
And we'll
I put your playlist on right now.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
There's something really interesting with this character that I find fascinating, which is that he genuinely really does just want to do the right thing. But everywhere he goes, whether it's a new town or a new bar, people just kind of give him a hard time and they rag on him despite the fact that he has great intentions. I'm curious if that's comparable to this sort of world, this culture of toxic fandom, where like if you make a movie, especially if you make a superhero movie, like you have great intentions, but there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people there can kind of just be toxic.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.